All right, so you're thinking about relocating to Jacksonville area in Florida, whether you're coming from out of state or within the state relocating. But everything you see is all about these new homes and master plan communities, and these places, they got the houses are stacked on top of each other, and it's just nothing that you're interested in. Now, they are great for people that like that lifestyle, okay? But they come at a cost for all those amenities. And you've got the HOA fees, CDD fees. You can be spending $2,000 to $4,000 or more a year just for living there because of all that. But if that lifestyle's not for you, and you want something without the HOAs, without the CDDs, and maybe a little more land between your neighbors, well, I'm going to show you in these shows every Saturday on different places around the Jacksonville metro area that may appeal to you. And today's show is all about Keystone Heights, Florida. All right, first of all, let's see where is Keystone Heights in reference to Jacksonville. Let's take a look at a map real quick. Okay, as you look here, you can see Jacksonville is about an hour out from here. Now, that depends on what part of the Keystone Heights area you are. Some could be a little more or less. Also depends on what part of Jacksonville you go. North side's a little longer, south side's a little bit less. Next here, we're looking at St. Augustine. Okay, now that's about an hour and 15 minutes. Now, there's two ways. Okay, this first way that I got clicked here is a little bit shorter, but I don't like it as much. There's just more stops, more turns, and this, it's not as great of a drive. I like the second one here that you see. It takes a little bit longer. It takes you down through Palatka and through Hastings, but the drive is so much better. You got a lot of 4-lane roads getting you there, and I just prefer it. Now, the one advantage of living in Florida is that no matter where you live in Florida, you're not really that far from a beach or the ocean, should I say, because Keystone actually has a beach, but it's on one of the lakes, and I'm going to show you that later in this show. All right, so how far is it to get to the ocean from Keystone Heights? Well, here we are, we're looking at Crescent Beach, okay? Now, this one here is just a little bit over an hour. You can see that. And so say an hour and 15 minutes or so, even though it may say a little less. But just think about that. You can get to the beach in just a little over an hour. Okay, so you start off in the morning, spend lunch out there, enjoy it, and still get back in time to enjoy where you live, okay, on your property here in Keystone Heights, okay? And still enjoy the evening. All right, next let's take a look at how far it is to, not St. Augustine, to Gainesville, Florida, because we are a little bit closer to Gainesville. Okay, on this map here, you can see that you're about a half hour to Gainesville. Now, again, it depends. Gainesville's pretty wide, okay? It's in Alachua County, and it can take sometimes like almost an hour to get to some parts of Gainesville. And because the University of Florida is there, when school is in session, the traffic is a little bit heavier during those times. All right, something else that's of concern, at least to me and to a lot of people, and I'd like to show it. Where's the fire rescue stations, okay? So let's take a look at the map and show you the fire rescue stations. You basically got 3 in this area. 2 of them are in Clay County. So look at the map right now. Okay, as we look at this map here, we can see that we have a fire station that's near the downtown area, and that's station number 11. Then there's one that's further out in an area that's we call McRae, and that's fire station number 23 for more rural areas. Now, over here you see you have the Bradford County, okay, a fire station, okay? And then below that, what's not shown on this map, is also Melrose. Now, something to keep in mind about these fire stations. This area in Keystone Heights, you got almost 4 counties that come together. And believe me, when there is a real emergency, it's none of this, well, that's not my county, that's not this county. They do cooperate so that if the closest happens to be in Bradford County, because Keystone Heights is located in Clay County, they will come over, and vice versa. If we've got emergencies in Bradford next door, the Clay County ones will also help out. All right, now what's next important is fire stations and fire rescue is where's the hospitals. So let's check out that right now. Okay, as you can see here, the St. Vincent's Hospital is just a little over a half hour away, okay? And that's in Middleburg, Florida, okay, which is just a little bit north of here. Next, if you go to Gainesville, which has the University of Florida, and it has Shands. Shands is about just about 40 minutes or so. And then also North Florida Hospital in Gainesville is about 45 minutes or so to get there. I'll tell you though, it is awful more crowded and busier and harder to park and get in at those hospitals in Gainesville. The easiest is St. Vincent's. Now, if you're being taken by rescue, you don't care, but you got to think about the people that are coming to pick you up. You want to make it easy for them, and St. Vincent's is that choice. Now, when I'm talking about Keystone Heights, I'm talking basically the zip code, which is 32656 up here, okay? Because the town of Keystone Heights is actually very small, and I'm actually in the downtown area right now. That's where I'm starting off this show. Now, there's several areas, and I'm going to show you on the map here that what we call, the McRae area, Big Tree Lakes, High Ridge, the downtown, Lake Geneva area, Lake Brooklyn, and the Crystal Lake area. So let me show you on a map where all this plays out, because I'm going to be visiting all those during today's show. Okay, if you look on the map here, you see this right here is going to be your McRae area, okay? And this part is out a little bit further. It's a little northwest of town, and you've got a lot of rural area out here. That's really what it is. A lot of dirt roads, some paved roads, but mostly it's dirt roads in this area through there. Some of these dirt roads, though, are county maintained. All right, next we're going to look at is an area called Big Tree Lakes, okay? Now, Big Tree Lakes is more like a subdivision. It's platted out. So as you can see, you see all the roads and stuff through that area. So that there, the lots are generally larger lots than what you would have in a normal subdivision, and you still have that mix of rural, feel out there. And there are some lakes out there and some water. However, the lakes there aren't the typical lakes that you think you're going out water skiing and stuff on. Most of it right now is just for your view. The next area is High Ridge, okay? This area here, you see all the roads and stuff there. Okay, the High Ridge area, now I'm going to get into that. That is closer to town, and it is more condensed. A lot of the lots out there are maybe a quarter or a third acre, and then you do have some 1 acre lots out there also, and I'm going to talk about High Ridge later. All right, you've got the downtown area, okay, which is where I'm standing right now, and it's actually the city of Keystone Heights, and I'm going to show you the homes that are in that area too, and just the area, and that's also like where you've got the schools and everything else, and you also have that beach I was telling you about on the lake. Next, you've got like the Lake Geneva area, which is all around this large lake, which is Lake Geneva, and then you've got the Lake Brooklyn area, which is another popular lake there, and the homes that are in that area. Now, not everything's on the lakes. I'm just talking about the lake area, and then you got the Crystal Lake area. Now, Crystal Lake is like a premium lake, and the real estate around there is also a premium, and I'm going to talk about that too. All right, now let's get to it, and what I'm going to do is start out at the far end into that McRae area, and let's go out there and I'll show you a little bit of what it looks like, and I'm going to take you through a drive-through there on some of the roads, and then see if we can find maybe a house or two for sale in these areas out here. So I don't know just yet which houses I'm going to look at, but I'm going to try to find the nicer ones to show you. All right, so let's head out to McRae. All right, we're going to head out towards the McRae area here first, and we'll see we're turning here on State Road 100. And this is the intersection of State Road 100 and 21 that we're at right now. So on this map, you can see right here, this is where we're located now, and we are heading east, okay? So as I head out towards this way, we're going to head to what will be County Road 214, and that'll take us up to out to the McRae area and also the Big Tree area that we want to see. So as soon as we get ready to hit that intersection, it's just up here a little ways. All these homes here, everything that will be over on this side of the road is going to be lake homes on Lake Geneva. So if you look at the map here right now, you see this is about where we're at right here, to where all these lake homes will be here. Now, Lake Geneva is down low like most of the lakes right now, but it will be coming up, and later on in this show, I'm going to talk to you about why that lake is going to rise, okay? So, and we're getting closer to where 214 is, to where we're going to be heading out, and it's actually going to be on the corner. If you're heading out of town here, it's where the BP gas station is. That's where we're going to make our turn. All right, right here is where we're going to make the turn here to go to 214, and on this map you can see where we're at right now, and this is where we're going. Now it's a little bit of ways out. It's probably another like 7 miles or so to get to the McRae area, but I want to show you the nice little hills here. This 214, as you can see, we're starting to go up a hill right now, but there's a bigger hill, and this is a nice road to ride, especially if you've got a motorcycle. It's real nice. And then I'll just point out a couple of things as we go here. Off to the left, where you see this dump truck turning off, that's kind of like a sand pit there, and that is where they do get clay. Okay, more like a clay pit, and there's a giant clay pit there, so when people need clay and all, they're just digging out of there. All right, here we go. We're getting ready to get up to that turn to the hill. This is nice. Check it out. A nice little ride. And of course, you just notice all the trees, okay, around. Okay, now we're getting up to the top of this hill. It flattens off a little bit here, and then we're going to head down. And then there, you see that sign there that says Twins Lakes Road? That's going to take us to a park, and I'm going to show you that later. Okay, here as we go down this hill. What's cool is it's kind of a winding road and a hilly road, okay? And another dip. There we go. And then back up again. So it's a nice ride. So if you live out in this area, further back there, this is your ride into town. Getting back to the top of the hill, and it flattens out a little bit more. I mean, you'll still get a little bit of the hills. And you've got out here, you've got off this county road 214, which we are still on, you've got a large different type amount of houses. You've got site-built homes, older homes, you've got manufactured homes. So a little bit of everything. But as you can see, mostly you just got trees everywhere, and with all these trees, these homes are backed up in there. You don't see many of them. Now we're coming up here as a popular little place. It used to be called the Smith Lake Bar. It's called the Watering Hole on Smith Lake, I think now. And they usually get a lot of activity there. There'll be, they got pool tournaments and things like that, darts, see bikers there, with the poker runs and stuff like that. And every now and then they throw a food truck out there on certain days of the week. So it's a popular little place. Now as we get out here on the McRae, you're going to see there's like a dirt road there to the right. You got another dirt road here to the left. This is pretty much your paved road, okay? It's county road. Everything else out here is going to be dirt roads, okay? Some are county maintained, some aren't. And some, when it gets real dry, it can be real sandy and ditchy, and then when it's wet, it gets real muddy, and sometimes the dips, those fill up, and there's a lot there. We're getting ready here now to turn on to County Road 315C, which takes us out. On the map, you can look right now. This is where we're at right now in this corner, and now we're going to be turning north on 315C. And coming up here, I'm going to show you, if you remember when I started out the show, I was talking about like where the fire stations were, and I showed one that was out here a ways. Well, that's where we're coming up to now. You're going to see the sign right here for the fire truck. And this is your fire station out here. So it does have everything, EMS and the fire. And we'll see that's off to the side right here as we're coming by. And then up here to the left is going to be McRae Elementary School. So school will be starting soon here. I'll just take you in here a little bit into the parking lot. Right, and this is where you would have your student pickup and all. And something that these schools out here, you're going to notice you got a lot of like portables, and they have them. So it's a pretty decent school, though. Like I said, these are probably all teachers getting ready for the new school year. Now, as we go out here, there's their nice sign. And let's see, what did they say? Oh, they're saying that they're an A-rated school. Okay, that's what it says on their sign. Okay. All right, well, we'll head back out. Now this 315C, now you'll look on the map again here, this is where we're at, this is where McRae was, and this 315C leads all the way up to 21, okay? Now, we won't be going that far. Most of these, like it says, these roads that pull off of this is your paved road, are gonna be dirt road. Some of them will be maybe some hard rock mixed in with clay on the roads. Some may have some, asphalt millings and stuff like that. But you got all kinds of different types of houses out here. And we'll pull off one of these roads so you can see what it's like, like the dirt roads here. So, let's see. Just take a little look over here on see like some of the houses. And then we're going to take a look at a house out here in McRae that's actually on the lake. Oh, I got to tell you about a dirt road over here that I avoid as much as possible. Hold on a second, we're getting to it. Yeah. I don't even show out there. The road's so bad, I mean, the county does, grade it once in a while and all that, but there's so many people that live back out there because they sell all these big lots, these like 5-10 acre lots, but they were all narrow lots, but there's a lot of them. Some people that just want to be in the woods, buy them up, and here it is right here. And on the map, you can see where we're at. It's Indian Trail, and here we're going to pull into it right here, go off to the side. And let's see, well, it looks like they may have just graded it. Okay, let's see what it's like here. They may have just graded this not too much because I see all the gravel up top and it's kind of hard. So, yeah, this road actually is in pretty good shape. So they must have come through here and really put in some hard packed clay, laid it down here. I know people were complaining for years. I mean, there used to be like like a homeowners association kind of, but it was only to maintain the road, and then somehow the county took it over at one time. Somehow they did it, so where they would do some grading. I don't know if they had just assessed it to the people's property taxes or what to do that. Now this is another road here, like Campo, that goes off to the right there. And that used to be really bad also. But this Indian Trail's looking actually pretty good now. Yeah, I don't have no problems with it. I mean, right now you see some dust coming up on that car in front of us because it's a little dry. Even though we had a little bit of rain yesterday, but I tell you what, with this heat, it comes up. Now, of course, it could be that they just graded this thing here. You know, maybe today they could have graded it today. As I'm looking at some of this, you know, but just to let you know, I've been out here. Now it looks like new clay's been put in here. I can see that. Yeah, definitely. That it gets that washboard effect, which was horrible. It'd just be constant, but. They may have improved things here. Okay, well, let me turn around. We don't need to go all the way because here, you look on the map, you see how far Indian Trail goes. Goes all the way around, and we're not going to go all the way to there. So, let me turn around here. And there's something about this too, but I got to talk about these, the land out here in just a second here. I'll pull over. Now what some people like out here too, as you can see, like you got a lot of land. Like look at this, they got like nice pasture here, and they probably have some horses. A lot of oak trees there, and yeah, I see some horses up here. So this is all nice. I mean, this is a real nice property right here. Yeah, I do see the horse out there. So a lot of land, a lot of trees. It's real nice. And like I say, you'll have a mixture of site-built homes and the manufactured homes. All right, now I'm on the Campo Road, and this used to be really treacherous. Looks a little hard packed here, so they've done some work here. But you can see a spot right here where. Right there where when it gets wet, you know, it probably floods up. Okay, now we're getting a little more bumpier here. So let's see. All right. So this isn't as maintained as well. So I'm gonna pretty much stay off of it. I mean, there's some areas that get really sandy. But you know, if you want to be off the beaten path and be so-called off the grid, I mean, there's places here in this Keystone Heights area that you can do that. Okay, now something I want to talk about in this area when you get out here is what they call as mineral rights. Okay, now this is the problem with dealing with real estate agents that don't know the area. Okay, these mineral rights are rights that these companies had years ago when there was some mining out here for minerals. Okay, that was in the sand. Now sand isn't a mineral that they can mine for, but the land below you, okay, you own on the surface. Below it though, these companies actually had rights to the land below yours, and technically they could come in and start digging up. Now they would put everything back after they dug up, but how many years would that be? And if you just built a house, In the past, a lot of people just took the chance because nothing's happened, okay, since then, and they would just sell it and wouldn't pay for the mineral rights, because you do have to pay to have the mineral rights. You would have to buy the mineral rights from the company. I think it's Reinhold Corporation, which actually owns them out here. And at closing, so much has to go, and that fee would fluctuate, okay? So you got to be real careful about that. Now I think a lot of lenders and the mortgage companies require the mineral rights to be paid before they actually will put a mortgage on the property. So I think we're past all that. So that's one of the things that we have to look at. Now, it's real important if you're dealing with my particular group of agents here that we do this in my network, we know about the mineral rights in this area, and we will advise you of it. We'll find out what the current cost is and let you know everything, so there's no surprises. You get a lot of these agents come out of Jacksonville, come down here, Keystone Heights, and they just don't know, anything about the mineral rights, and then the buyers are shocked at closing when they're hit with $3,000 or $4,000 for these rights. So using my network, you're not going to run into those surprises. We'll tell you up front what it is and what you got to do, and we'll also make sure the lender requires it. All right, this first house we're going to check here in this McRae area is actually on a dirt road. And this dirt road is actually in pretty good shape because it is a county maintained road. So it's better than most. Some of them the folks have to maintain them themselves. But the county does do this. They come out and grade it probably once every 3 weeks, maybe sooner if it needs to. So, and actually this road here, the homes on the right side of me here are on a lake, and the homes on the left don't have the lake, but they do have lake access. Okay, so this particular house that's for sale is down at the end of the road here. So let's see. I believe it's the last one. Yep, here it is. So let's go down. I love these driveways like this. As you can see, you get a feel like you're going down to the lake, and there you see the lake in the back, and here's the house. All right, we're going to stop, and then we're going to get out and check it out. All right, we're here at this house, and as you can see, it is a lake house. Right there is the lake back there. All right, we're going to take a little tour of this house real quick here before we go on to the rest of the area up here and then any other houses. Now, as you can see right here behind me, you see it does have a one-car garage right there. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go around to the front. The entry to this house is on the lake side, which a lot of lake homes are. Now this is more like a lake home cottage because it's a smaller house, but it still has a lot of room on it, and there is a surprise inside which I wasn't expecting, okay, and I'm going to show you. So I'm going to head up over to the front of the house, which is the lake side of the house, and we'll go check it out. Okay, as we come up to this side here, we do have this nice porch area. I really like this. I mean, this first step's here, it's not covered here, but it is covered. And actually, as I'm looking up at the roof, I'm looking at it, it's got a gutter system all the way around, which is really nice. A lot of homes don't even have gutters now, especially some new ones. And this here has a nice gutter system around. Looks good. It does have a metal roof, but this porch is great. I mean, to be able to sit out here and look at the lake and look at the yard out here, it's fantastic. All right, now let's head on over towards the front door. Ooh, feels a lot better in here. At least I know it definitely has good AC. Hey, usually when I walk into a house, when I come in the front door, I like to try to find houses that have a view. As you walk in, you look through the back and you see the backyard, whether it's a lake, a pond, or it's woods. I'm always trying to show houses that can be used as something where you can enjoy your backyard. But since this was the lake house and we came in through the lake side, I thought the best part was right there, but I'll tell you, I'm not disappointed walking in this house. It is used currently as an Airbnb, which is a point that if you were to purchase this home, then you could turn it into an Airbnb in this neighborhood. There's no restrictions on that. This is really great. Look at When I look around here, I see the wood, you know, on the side of the walls, like the paneling they have. I mean, it's really nice. Large open windows to look outside, bringing in plenty of daylight. It's set up really nice. You have the kitchen over there with a couple of stools with a little countertop. You room for the dining room here, and then also you've got your living room area here where you've got the couches set up. And what's nice is the couches are set up on the side where you've got the double window looking at that beautiful view outside. All right, now let's check out the rest of the house, and we'll head over towards the kitchen next. All right, as we get into the kitchen here, you see you've got your nice double sink here in the middle. Okay, you do have a dishwasher here. I do love, you've got the L-shaped counters that come around, but then also you have this little bar area right here where those stools were, which is really nice for serving, just gives you a little bit extra room. You've got, of course, you've got your range right here, your oven. You're looking outside. Now you do have a house next door to you on this side, but on the other side you do not, and I'll show you that when we go outside. Over here, of course, is your refrigerator, and you do have a pantry area right here off to the side. All right, now as you go through the kitchen, this takes us back into the other bedrooms and then into the garage area, which I'm going to show you right now. Okay, as I work my way around the refrigerator, I'm going to get to the room. There's a bedroom right here, but first, before I do that, let me just show you the bathroom. It is a 2-1, so there's one bathroom. So let me show you the bathroom real quick. We'll look at that. We'll go to this bedroom number 1, and then bedroom number 2, and then I'll take you to the garage. And in bedroom number 1, there was a surprise I wasn't expecting, and you're about to find out and see what it is. Okay, as we go into here to the bathroom area, you see it's a decent sized bathroom here for a little cottage type house. And let's see, we've got a walk-in shower here. That's nice. All right, now let's head over to the first bedroom, which is right next to the kitchen. And here's the surprise. Well, let me get through the bedroom here first. Show you got a nice sized bedroom with the closet. Has an air conditioner unit right inside the bedroom, so it keeps you nice and cool. This is where I was talking about. When you look out on this side of the house, you just got the woods right there to look at. So, I mean, that's just nice to be able to have that. I mean, further on, we're on a dead-end road, but over on the other side, there are homes way over there. But you've got this here for this buffer blocking you. As we turn around, this was a surprise. I wasn't expecting the parrot, okay? Yeah, I saw him. He isn't talking to me because he's probably not sure of what I'm doing here, you know, especially with the camera. But as when I walked in, you saw this note that the folks, there's somebody staying here right now, and they put a nice little note there that says, please do not touch the bird, okay? And believe me, they don't have to worry about me touching the bird, because these type of birds have big beaks and I don't want to get bit, so I'm not going nowhere near it. Plus, I always respect other people's animals whenever I go into the house. So, all right, well, now we'll head out of here and let's go into the next bedroom, which is right here. Another good sized bedroom, and as you notice, you got the AC. And I love the wall. Check out the wall. Really looks nice. I mean, you really get that vacation feel. I mean, they set it up, but just think, if you lived here, you'd be doing what? Living on vacation. That's right, you know. So that's real nice. Now we'll head over here. There is a storage right here, some storage right there for you. And then right here is the garage. So let's take a peek out here. And it's a good size 1-car garage. Because see how you got all this room off to the side of the door. A lot of garages have about this much room right there off the side from the door, but here they've got some extra space. So it does extend the garage a little bit, and you've got a lot of room. And then out here is where they've got the washer, dryer, and then your water heaters out here also. Okay, and I believe, yeah, you do have a garage door opener also. No. Very nice. I mean, believe me, if you were living here, you definitely feel like you're living on vacation. All right, now we've gone through the house. Let's go outside. Let's check the outside, and then we'll head on down to the lake area. Okay? All right, as we come out to this front porch, it's like, wow. I mean, you really see the lake and you see your yard, what you got, and then the trees and everything. Right now, I'm gonna step down here off the porch. I'm gonna show you this side of the house, then I'll show you over here on this side here, the wooded area. Give you a look at what the house looks like further back, and then we'll head down to the lake. All right, over here on this side of the house, they have fenced in a section here and it's cleared out. So if you have a dog, it's perfect. So you see you've got your gate here and the fencing there. And you just look at, you know, I'm looking at this, I'm talking about the side of the house here, but I'm looking at these trees. Beautiful trees. These trees are so nice. It's like artwork. And in fact, the trees, as I'm looking out here, that the canopy you've got on the backyard over to the lake is absolutely gorgeous also. All right, let me show you the other side. Okay, over on this side of the house is, like I said, you've got this nice buffer zone of all these trees here, so you don't see your neighbors at all right here. And I'm telling you, this is like a park. Check this out. Okay, here's a view of the house here from looking back up from the lake, just so you can see what it looks like. A nice cottage looking. And then look at here, you've got your picnic tables out here. It's nice. And they've got some water run out here. And then look, you've got one of those barbecue grills like that they have like at a park, you know? Like I tell you, you feel like you're living in a park. All right, as we work our way down towards the lake, you can see you could set up some chairs here. They do have a fire pit and chairs there, which you can put out. And yes, you can burn in your fire pit out here. It's allowed. It's not like being in the city of Jacksonville. Okay, and then, I mean, look at how far it is down from the house. I mean, you've got a lot of real estate here. And then check out the dock that's covered. I mean, this is really a nice dock that they built out here. I mean, check it out. It was out here. It has a covered area with the benches and the seating, and we're gonna get to that. And just look at the lake. It's just peaceful looking at this. I mean, this is really nice. I mean, how they built this nice bench here. I'd sit on it, but we had some rain and it's still a little wet. The wind blew it in. But you've got this nice roof that they built over it, which is really great because I tell you, on a hot day, I don't mind the heat so much out there as long as I'm in shade. And especially when you got the breeze coming off the lake, it feels good. Right now I feel a little breeze. And of course you smell the lake. It's nice. All right, now I want to talk about the lakes a little bit in general, because you probably noticed the dock is out of the water, right? And there is, it looks like, a lot of mud and stuff around here. In Florida, I know definitely North Florida up here, we've been in an extreme drought, okay? And the lake levels have gone down all through this Keystone Heights area, okay? There's some of them that have stayed up more than others. Actually, this lake has stayed up more than a lot of them, okay? There's a lot around here that have really dried up. But what's going to happen is, after we get some tropical weather, you get tropical storms, or if you get a hurricane, something that dumps a lot of rain, you get it, that water's going to be up. When they built this dock, the water was under here, under the dock. That's why they have the ladder here to go into the water. It was this far up. It's gone down. Now is the perfect time to clear out some of these weeds so that you have a nice area while it's down. And something else I want to tell you is that right now, when you got lake levels down like this is the time to buy these homes, because what's going to happen as the water rises, so does the price. And don't think it won't, because it's already happened before. So if it's something you're even thinking about, you know, think about that. With these lake levels down, this is the time to get in to get the best price on these homes. All right, now let's go check out the other area that I wanted to show you. So that the Big Tree Lakes area, and then we'll find a house there to check out also. All right, next we're going to go to the Big Tree Lakes area. As you see on this sign here, this is a large area was a subdivision, real rural living, okay, and generally oversized lots, okay. So they did have a homeowners association that is now defunct, okay. Now this is a big thing, okay. See that phone number right there? Well, this is what's going to happen when you call it. Let me see if I get the sun here. When we call that phone number now.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you have reached the...
Well, we didn't reach an error. It is disconnected. That's because that homeowners association is now defunct, okay? The main thing that you have to be aware of, notice on here it says that deed restricted community, know before you buy or build. Even though the homeowners association is gone, that still applies because that's on the deeds. There are sections of this development out here where mobile homes or manufactured homes were allowed, where it's only site-built homes, and also some had to have a minimum square footage. You need to know this, okay? What has happened, okay? You get a lot of these realtors, okay, some are local, but some are from out in Jacksonville and other areas, don't know what's going on. They tell people, a lot of people want to put a mobile home on it, or manufactured home, keep saying mobile, but they say there's no more homeowners association, so you can do whatever you want. Well, that's not true. And if you put that manufactured home on a deed restricted lot and you pay for all that, and if somebody complains and files a complaint, it's possible they may have you remove that house. So now you've got land that you can't use for what you wanted. You got at the expense of the manufactured home and getting rid of it. I mean, a total disaster. This is again why it's important, if you're looking into this Keystone Heights area at all, that you get with me, because my network of realtors are familiar with the Keystone Heights area, very much so, as I am also with doing things here. So it's very important you get with us. Now this large area, I'm going to drive through some of it because you do have more paved roads, unlike McRae, okay, where everything was dirt roads there. You do have some paved roads, but you do have some dirt roads here also. So I'm just going to drive through a little bit, and then there is also a lot of new homes being built in this Big Tree Lakes area, site-built homes, and there's some new manufactured too. But I'm going to find one of those new site-built homes, show you what it is, give you an idea what the lot is and what you can get it for out here in this area, all right? So let's take a little drive first, and then we'll find one of those houses to look at. Okay, we're going to take a little ride down some of these roads here in this Big Tree Lakes area. This particular road that I'm on, Laredo, on the right-hand side, these houses are off to the on the so-called lake area that you'd have, that winding lake, which isn't much. It says it's a lake, but like I said, these lakes here you can't water ski and all on or do anything. A lot of them are just weeds and stuff. It's mostly just for looks. In the backyard you don't have nobody there. Some of the lakes also that are a little bit larger in this have restrictions, because this is a deed restricted community, like I said, and a lot of those you can't have a jet ski or anything else in there. So it's you just have to know that before you buy something. So as you can see here, this is paved road, okay, and like I said, this Big Tree Lakes has a combination of paved and dirt roads, some better than others. So, but this was one of the main paved roads. But you can see, like, the paint, has been washed off. You can't even see it anymore on it. They just don't keep it up. But there's a lot of nice homes around here, a lot of nice site-built homes. And like I said, some of this area is, you can't put a manufactured home on. You can only put site-built homes. And then some areas also, it matters on the size of the house too, that you got to have. That's part of the deed requirements. So here we're coming up to the stop, and actually across the street here, okay, that was the park. Okay, now since the homeowners association has gone, you know, away, then this here, you know, hasn't been kept up. But it is part of their park area. Okay, and at one time, you know, people went there. They'd have their like birthday party stuff and things like that. This here, off to the side, is part of where like you can kind of get a look of where this lake is. And what I'm going to do, I'm gonna drive around the circle here, come back here, park, and then I'll give you a shot of what I'm talking about, of what these lakes look like. So looks like somebody's cleared off a bunch of stuff here. What's going on here? Yeah, we'll turn around right here, and then I'll give you a good shot at that. Crazy, I have like 3 stop signs all within, you know, 100 feet of me. All right. I'm just going to turn around so that I can park over there, and we'll take a look. Well, here, since I stopped at the park, I parked where the park is, and you can see like it's just been abandoned and neglected. You know, these barbecues haven't been used in don't know how long, and of course the playground equipment is all unusable right now, and everything's overgrown. I mean, the picnic tables are concrete, so they weren't going anywhere, but definitely no one's been using this for quite some time. I mean, it's a shame because it's really a beautiful piece of property, as you can see, you know, with all the trees around. Well, as you can see, I got as close as I can. It kind of drops off here. That used to be filled with water. Because of the drought, I mean, there's no water up to here, but you do see some in the background. But you can see pretty much this is the winding lake. You know, it's just like almost like a canals. And when the water does come up, it's going to be full of all these weeds and lily pads and things like that. Like I said, it's just for, you know, for the looks out in your backyard. And on a map right now, this is where we're at. As you can see on this location right here. Now, something I will tell you what's nice is check out all those nice tall pines you got. I mean, that really looks pretty nice. Right, and every now and then here I'll just turn off to the side here so you can get an idea of, you know, the homes that are in this area. Should be turning here shortly here. You will come off this road. Let's take us over to another section. I want to see if I can get to another side of that lake and just show you what it's like, and maybe one of the other private lakes here. Here we are off on a dirt road, and you can see the dirt roads are in pretty good shape here. So even if you've got a house that's on the dirt road, it's not that big of a deal. And this one actually is a nicer one because it is pretty wide. Some of them are smaller and thinner. There's some dirt roads where only one car could get through at a time, you know, but here, as you can see, there's really nothing here. I mean, just a lot of just woods and stuff. Not many homes around here. We get back out onto this paved road. Now the paved road here, this is where I remember earlier I showed you like that Dollar General that's out in the middle of here. So let me just show you real quick where the Dollar General is. It's right up here. And here's where the Dollar General is. And that's pretty much everyone has out here, with the exception of going into town for anything. So this is the store. Someone's got an older vet there. See that? Okay, we're going to head back out onto the paved road here. And something I want to point out too. Hold on a second. Okay, on the map right now, you can see this is where I'm at. This is the intersection I'm at right here. And on this map here, you'll be able to see where I'm at to get an idea. And something I wanted to show you is, now behind me, the Dollar General is right up there on the corner of that. But notice, like off to the side here, this is in the right of way. It looks like a dirt road here. Well, these are all over the place out here. I mean, this is the country. So people are always riding their four-wheelers, you know, or their dirt bikes or something. You'll see kids on the side of the road run that. Even though legally it's not allowed, you still see it. And for the most part, if they're not harming anyone, doing anything, everyone just lets it go by. And sometimes they'll even ride up to the Dollar General on maybe their side-by-sides, four-wheelers, or also sometimes the dirt bikes. I've even seen them ride up on a riding lawnmower even to the Dollar General out here. Now, in a lot of areas out here in this big trees, even though you're out in the woods and it's real rural, you do have fiber optic out here in a lot of places. And how stupid it is that the two different companies actually overlap out here. Okay, now we're driving down Monongahela Drive here, and you see it's paved all the way up to where the next road would be, like 352, but off to the side, most of these are all like pretty much mostly dirt roads, although you do have some other paved ones, like there was one right there off to the side. So it's a mixture, you know. And of course, when you get homes on the paved road, I mean, it does add to the value, some versus being on a dirt road. So let's see, I'm trying to look for one of these roads that'll take us to the other side of the lake, and I think this is it. So turn here, the so-called lake. Okay, so as you can see, this is paved also, so we do have the paved here, and we'll see where it takes us, where it leads us to. Now, what's nice is a lot of people, you know, they'll buy like, you know, acre lots out here or more, or they'll buy the land next to it. They won't be using that boat in any of these lakes, that's for sure. Now, what I'm trying to do is find, there is a lot here that's vacant that I think I can get down to where the this water is, or if there's still water there right now. I don't know, it may not be. Let's see. Actually, I think it's next to one of the parks from this homeowners association here. Looks like some survey markers. Someone's getting ready to do something. Yeah, this is it. Now the pavement ends and we go into the dirt road. But I think that right here is where, yep, this was the association's property. Right here off to the side. Yeah, this part is part of that property here of the association. But again, since the association's defunct, you can see, I mean, it's all been pretty much neglected. It's just all natural. Got some tall pines here. And then you see some of this grass. That looks like one time, maybe hundreds of years ago, the water was up here. It's almost like lake grass. We'll head to the back, see if we can see where this water is. Okay, there it is. Okay, doesn't look like there's any water in it right now. It may be moist on the bottom, but I ain't walking on it. But this is your lake, okay? That's it. Now, technically it is lakefront. Here, look at a map. Right here you can see where I'm at. Okay, you see where this waterway comes around here. Now, when the water comes back up, you know, it's going to have a lot of grass in it. So, okay, we're going to head out of here now, and I'm going to take you over to another side of this development where it's at. So we'll get out of here. Now, something I want you to be aware of, when you see, sometimes it'll advertise waterfront or lakefront, okay, property. Now, if there's no water, they can still say that, because technically on the maps that's what it is. Oh, and by the way, there is the fiber out here too, even though you're out a ways from everything. Again, where the two companies overlapped, they put in two companies overlapped fiber on these streets out here, but there's other areas where there is no internet service. So instead of at least one going out there, then nothing happened. So anyhow, be careful when you, that's why you really got to know what you're looking at. I mean, someone could be showing some old pictures or something on there. That's why if you use my network and all out here for buying or selling out here, what we'll do is we'll take a short video clip or photos of the property current conditions, and then send you a link if you're from out of town or out of state. Make it easier. All right, we're going to head, once we get over to the other area there, then we'll get back on it. All right, as we leave this area, now it's like all roads lead to the Dollar General, right? There they go. Okay, we're going to come out here on this road. Now, this is County Road 214 that we came in on originally to when we went to the McRae area. Okay, and let's see, we'll turn here, and it's not too far off of this, the corner that we can go on to the other side of this, the Big Tree Lakes, and mostly it's dirt roads over here on this side. They do have a couple of paved roads here. One's like a main road that goes down, and then most of them are dirt. But as soon as I get ready to turn off a road here, I'm going to show you a map. And so let's see. Yeah, we're going to go. This is El Dorado. So if you look on the map, this is where we're turning right now. And see, now you can see this one here, it is county maintained, so it's in good shape. They got good clay on here. And usually you'll see the speed limit signs when they're there. So, but like I said, even though it's a dirt road, it's well maintained, so you're not, you really don't have no problems getting out here. The only thing that you're going to have is like when it's real dry, excuse me, and the dust blows up in your car, it's hard to keep the cars clean out here. So here we have a lot of manufactured homes out here in this area. There we go. There's absolutely no one behind me, but well, just had to pull out in front. Okay, so no matter where you live, you're going to get people like that. Yeah, that's just the way it is. But that's why you drive slow. You don't go flying around here. So see all the dust? I don't know if you can see all the dust coming across there, but that's part of it being dry. It hasn't rained here for a few days here after we had some rain, so that's what we're seeing. And then we'll come up here around the corner, another dirt road, and just a little look at some of the homes. Like I said, most of them are manufactured homes out here in this part. And this is kind of a little winding road. And I haven't been out here in a while. Someone had one of those mailboxes up there on like a 20-foot pole and said airmail. back when you used to have airmail. Here I'm seeing more. Okay, some site-built homes all around here. So, you know, they definitely had some construction here. All right, here's there's another. There's a newer one there, home there, if you can see it up to the right, and that was a site built not too long ago. So, okay, now we're going to head over to that new home. It's actually, the address is on a dirt road because it's a corner lot. So you do have paved from the front here, but the address is on the dirt road. Let's see if we can find it. Here's some other homes here that you can just take a look at as we're going. Some of the homes are similar, so you know it's the same builder building around here. Let's see, shouldn't be too far up. Let's see. This looks like another new home. There's a bright, when you see the bright white driveway, that's a new home, okay. I think it's right up here we're going to be turning on this dirt road, yeah. So, here we are. And like I said, we're just right off the paved road, so this isn't a big deal. And they do have a nice concrete drive that comes all the way out to meet you there at the dirt road. So let's check this house out. All right, well, since we drove up this nice concrete drive to get to the side here, I'm starting off on the side where the garage door is. And that's something, a point to make with this house, is the garage door entry is on the side, which I like. I like that. It's not in the front, where a lot of them are in the front, especially those master plan communities where they've got like 40 or 50 foot wide lots. Half your front of your house is a garage door, but I like it on the side like this. This is nice. And since we're starting here, I'm just going to show you, like, this concrete pad is great. They didn't just bring it straight up to the garage like they can. They came around because there's this huge tree and another tree, a couple of trees here that, you know, they left. So they came around that. You've got room to turn and back up and get out instead of just driving straight back or backing straight out into the road. But it is a dirt road, so there's really not much traffic anyhow. But I just like the fact of how they did this, and you see all that concrete and you got all that room. Plus the buffer that they left you for the between the road and the house, okay? They didn't clear cut everything, and that's kind of nice. They did leave a nice buffer here on the side, and I showed an example of that in the Flagler Estates in the last show I had last week, where a builder was doing that. So I don't know, maybe that's something that some builders are starting to do because people want that, but there's no reason to take down all these nice trees, I mean, you know, if you don't have to. So what I'm going to do, since we're starting on the side here, we're going to walk around to the front of the house there, check it out, check out the other side. I may show you like the back too before we do the inside of this house. All right, as we come into the front here, check out the size of this front porch, okay? I mean huge, nice covered porch. You got a light up here. A lot of room. Most of the homes, the porch would be right here, right to the front door on the side. This here, you got all this, so that what that means is you could put a swing out here, you could put some chairs, enjoy. That's the thing with these rural homes like this. Your front and backyard are both nice. I mean, because of the trees and everything around it, and it's quiet and peaceful out here. So you enjoy sitting out here. So now you can sit in the back. That's a different. You can sit out here. It's different. All depends too on how the sun comes up and down. I'm going to also show you. I mean, something else I need to point out is the gutters. Okay, this house has gutters, seamless gutters that go all the way around the house. And you know what? That is a big deal because even in these master plan communities with these homes, I've seen homes that are like, you know, $500,000, $600,000, $700,000, $800,000, and they don't have gutters. Okay, what's with that? This builder put gutters on. I mean, It doesn't sound like much, but boy, once you've got them, I mean, it's great to have, and that's actually included in this. But this is a great front yard, a lot of room. I'm going to point out a few things too as we go, but I'm going to back up, and so I'm going to pan out so you can see this front yard. The buffer of trees they left for you, and then also, you know, just the style of the house, what the house looks like. Okay, from the front porch, this is what you're looking at. What you're seeing, look at that nice buffer of trees right there. This is what I was talking about. You've got this huge tree right here in front. Some more trees over there. They didn't cut everything down. I mean, look at it, and nice and shady. Now, something else I want to point out too, this house is on well and septic out here, so this is your septic system, okay, right here, and that elevation there, that is your drain field, okay? A lot of homes out in these rural areas, they do have elevated drain fields, okay? That's what that is there. So let me go back out by the street, and then so I can show you what the house looks like. Okay, this is from the street, looking at the house. Beautiful tree in the front and off the side. And then also, let me just show you what your road looks like in front of your house. Okay, so this is one side of the road. Of course, see, this is the paved part, and this is the other side, where it's paved. And then there's where the dirt road comes off, what we came off of to go into the back. Okay, now as we come off to the side here, oh, something else to notice. Notice you've got lights on the corners of the house. See all that? Far corner, the corners of the porches, and right here too. That's nice. And of course, there's your gutter system. And I love seeing trees like this that aren't just straight up, that have some curve to them. That's nice. All right, this takes us over here to the backyard. And another nice tree. Huge trees. These big trees are like artwork. Now, you do have woods behind you here because nobody's built up on there. Okay, I want to mention something about what I just said here with this is all woods back here because nobody's built yet. And that's true. Something to think about. When these master plan communities and stuff, you can't buy a vacant lot next to your house to expand, okay? They're all bought by the builders and they're all planned, okay? Where cases like this, if that lot, it's a private owner that's willing to sell, and you contact them, go ahead and buy it and expand your property. I mean, it only makes sense. And don't get caught up in this crap of like, well, you know, he wants more than the value of market value. It's what it's worth to you. To me, if this is my house and it enhances my quality of life, twofold, threefold, fourfold, to buy that lot, and he wants extra for it versus what, you know, maybe the market says, maybe because he doesn't want to sell it, but you want it, to me it's worth it to buy it, okay? Unless you're flipping a house, but you're not going to buy a new house to flip. It'll expand it, man, it'll make tremendous. And then also, keep it. Even if you don't build on it, don't do anything, you keep it as a buffer. You can make some trails through it or things, or especially if you have kids, they can ride their little four-wheelers around on it. But it's also a lot that you could sell down the road. It all depends if you attach it to your property or not. But that's the option you got in these rural communities like this. When you find new homes built like this, you have an option a lot of times to buy the lot next door or behind you, and it just makes things that much better for you. All right, I did say it was on a well and septic. I showed you the septic out front, and here's the well in the back. Of course, the well and septics are on opposite ends of the house for obvious reasons. So this is your well for your drinking water and the household water, okay? It's not irrigation. Right here, they've got a nice concrete pad for you out here, okay? Some of them just have a little, you know, like about a 6 by 5 foot, you know, pad coming off, but you got the sliding glass doors here, got a nice concrete pad area here. And also, what I like, that door right there, well, this door leads to the garage, okay? So, you do have access to your garage from here, and a lot of these homes, again, these master plan communities and stuff, they don't have a side door or anything to the garage. It's just the garage opens and goes right into the house. I like having a door like that, especially this is kind of unique because it's not on the side of the house, it's out here in the back. So like if you had stuff that you wanted to bring out, you could wheel it right out through the garage door there. Now, here you could also put in a overhang to cover it up. You can expand, and then from here, just look at your backyard, how much room you got. You could put a pool back here, you can do anything. You can get those above ground pools too, but they also have above ground pools that are made to go semi in the ground so that they're like sunk in. They're a lot thicker walls, they're not the regular ones you get, but it's a lot cheaper than having a fiberglass pool or a in-ground pool built. But you've got plenty of room for that. You can make this a tropical paradise back here, set it up, put an outdoor kitchen, whatever you want. You've got the room to do it, and the garage is right there. All right, as we work our way here to the other side of the house here in the back, this is where your garage is. Okay, you see the garage door over there, the corner. You've got two windows here facing out. Now what I like about this, it's a two-car garage. If you don't need all the space for the garage, you've actually got room where you could, you know, a lot of people build like little offices and stuff in their garages and all. You could do that, and then also you've got the windows looking into your backyard, you know, from there. I do like that. That's one of the advantages of having a garage entry from the side, is you usually can put the windows up there. Now, the builder told me this. It is wired for 50 amps coming outside. Now, I'm assuming that that's what this box is for, okay? They got the wire, and they don't have the plug, and they don't have the breaker. You have to put in the breaker and plug, but the wiring for 50 amps is to the outside. So that is if you had an RV and you parked it here and needed service for it, or better yet, what you're most likely going to use is a generator. So if you have a generator, you can put the generator here, hook it up, and power in, and then have it wired into the house, you know, the 50 amp from out here, which is a real nice thing to do. And because the generator would be out here by the garage, it's away, it's not, you don't have as much noise as you would for the rest of the house. So that's a big plus for this house also. All right, now let's go check out the inside of this house. I'm ready to cool off. Whew. Boy, I love it when I get to do the inside of the house, that's for sure. It's so much cooler in here. I mean, the AC is really cranking good. Well, as always, when I walk into a house, the first thing is like, what do I see? Okay, that makes a big difference on how I feel about the house. First thing you notice with this house is how open it is, and the nice kitchen that you're seeing from here. Also, the sliding glass doors, and there is also a bonus room that has a window that I can see from here, and I can see out to the backyard where there's a bunch of woods right now, and that's pleasant. Now, if you had a pool back there or whatever you got in the back, you'd be able to see it from here. But just seeing how open everything is. Something I want to point out with this house, because this house has a lot of little extra things. You don't think about it, you know, just like I talked about the 50 amp, you know, thing. The gutters going around the house, how they left up trees, how they have a large porch, large concrete pad in the back. Well, something else, the windows here, the blinds are in the windows, you know, so that's nice. You just use the little slider right here to close them or open them. And that's on both sides of this door, which I really like. Something else I like is the way they finished the windows around, you know, all the house, how they got the trim around the bottom there. It looks nice also. And then the flooring, you've got the wood look floor. Okay, well, let's see. Let's start off with, now this here has 4 bedrooms. So we've got 3 bedrooms over here on the right and a bath, and then we've got the master over on this side. So I like it when they split them like that, and the master bath. So let's start off with the bedrooms on this side of the house. Okay, as you work your way through the hallway here, we're going to go and we'll look at the bathroom first, and right here, and check it out. Okay, I mean, it's really finished nice. Look at even though it's a tub and shower combination, look at those large tiles that they put on there, and I like where they put these little shelves here for the shampoo and soap and things like that. Really nice. It isn't just, you know, one of those fiberglass, tub and shower combos that they put in there. It really did a nice job. And then a nice mirror and a nice sink right there. And the flooring, of course, flows right into it. Now in the bedrooms, they do have the carpeting, which is plush. And we'll see here, they've got a ceiling fan. Now that's another thing. Not all the homes come with ceiling fans, okay? So this here has the ceiling fan. And then also, you're looking out the window here, to that buffer zone on the side of the house. And this here has a closet door. Instead of those bifold doors, for the closet, which I like, and it actually goes back pretty good. So you could walk in. So it's kind of like a smaller walk-in closet. All right, let's go check out the next bedroom, number 2. Okay. Now this here, you do have the window going to the front, as you can see. Also, ceiling fans, and also has the walk-in closet. There we go. Yep, got some room there. That's real nice. Of course, the carpeting. And let's go to bedroom number 3 as we walk through here. Carpeted there, looking at the window out to the front, and also a ceiling fan. Okay, so all 3 of the other bedrooms, these smaller bedrooms, have ceiling fans too. And I'm telling you, these $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 homes don't even have ceiling fans in all the bedrooms, in these master plan communities. Okay, and then here you've got the bifold doors for the closets. All right, so let's head on out, and we'll go over here to, this is the laundry room. Okay, and now here you do have a nice closet. Okay, and it does go back deep. Okay, so it's not just like 1 foot back, so you do have room. You can put some shelves and store some stuff in here that you need. Let's see, didn't realize it had a light. Okay, so it's even got a light, so that's good. Not all of them do. Here's where your washer and dryer would go. Okay, and you do have a sink in the laundry room. Okay, so that's an added plus. Okay. I'm telling you, this house has a lot. It's almost like a model home with as many features as they got. As we go into the garage here, it's a nice size 2-car garage. And as you can see, you've got plenty of room on this side, so it does extend over. Some of them have the same distance on that side as on this. So there's your water heater and your air handler, okay? And I like having the air handler out in the garage, and that's nice. Now, this house does come with a garage door opener also. That's another feature that not all homes do, okay? They really don't. And here's your double windows going out to the backyard where we were earlier. Like I was saying, it's nice that you got the windows with the garage like that. And another thing is you've got your attic access is a pull down ladder. So you see there, a lot of them just have a hatch. Here it has a pull down ladder. So that's another feature. All these things do add up. And then also here's that door I was telling you about. That goes out to the backyard. Now we had seen it from the other end. Now let's head back out into the house. All right, those were the 3 bedrooms on this side. Now let's go check out the master real quick. Okay, as we walk into the master's bedroom here, it's all carpeted too, a nice sized master bedroom, and of course it has a ceiling fan too. Why wouldn't it? Has a window going out to the front yard. You can see, here is your walk-in closet for the master, which is a bigger closet, of course, with the light, walk-in, and also a second walk-in closet. So you do have a his and hers walk-in closets, which is nice, which is something you usually find with higher-end homes. And then the bathroom in here, I mean, what a nice master bath. Check this out. I mean, look at the shower in here, okay? This is fantastic. That long window at the top frosted, and not only 1, but 2 showers. So a his and hers, okay? Now, you can both use them at the same time or use them at separate times, okay? And again, look how you have the little shelving in the wall, the nice tile. I mean, you just don't see something like this in a house in this price range and in a rural area like this. I mean, this is fantastic. And something else I like, check it out. It goes, you got your vanity over here, and at first looks you're thinking, then, well, look at the mirror and the lights. But you got the sink and this long table here, but it is two sinks, because here's the other sink over on the other side, okay? So I like this. You have two sinks, but they're on opposite sides, okay? So you're not bumping into each other, and, you know, unless you're in the shower together, I guess. And then also over here is the toilet, and the toilet has its own little room, so you do have a door to close for privacy, so someone can be using the toilet, you know, while someone else is in the sink, you know, putting their makeup on or brushing their teeth or whatever. It's nice. And then also there is a closet right here, also for your linens. This is really, I mean, a nice bathroom when you're looking at it, and the shower and all, for what you're getting out here. I mean, just think about it. In the rural area in Keystone Heights, and when I get to the pricing of these houses, you're just not going to believe it. All right, now we're going to come out here and we're going to check out the kitchen and this living room area. All right, well, let's start off with the living room area here. Look at how much room you've got. A ceiling fan also there. Nice big windows there, and then of course those blinds in the door there. And also this, you've got the electric outlet in the floor, okay, in the middle here. Now, what that is great for is if you've got a big couch and sofa, you've got those electric couches and sofas that you have, where you plug them in, you can plug them in here instead of having to run a cord across the way or buy those battery pack types to convert. I mean, it's nice having that in there. Also, you can use it for charging, you know, your devices and things like that, or for a lamp. It's really nice to have that, and that's an extra feature this house has. There's a lot. I mean, we've got a list of them here as you're finding out. All right, now let's take a look at the bonus room and then the kitchen. Okay, off to the side here is the bonus room, which also has a ceiling fan. How about that? Okay, nice size bonus room. This is where you can set up like your own little home office, and you've got a window looking out to the backyard. So can you imagine if once you get this backyard set up with a pool, with all the, you know, or a real tropical setting, that's what you'd be looking at. So this here room is a nice sized room. Now this is all open right here, but you could put in French doors if you want, or anything else if you wanted to divide it like that, but that gives you plenty of room. And then of course right here is your dining area also, and then there's your light. And then that goes out to the patio area there. All right, now let's check out this kitchen. Really, it's got a nice kitchen. This quartz countertops, and look at this huge island. This island is huge. I mean, it really is. Double sink in the island. I love the big islands like this because, you know, if you're entertaining, you got people over and stuff, you can set out a buffet. You got plenty of room to put stuff out there, not crowded over here. You've got plenty of room for kitchen prep. Now, behind this island here is where we have the dishwasher right here. Off to the left, we've got the refrigerator, which does come with the house. A brand new house, not all of them come with the refrigerators, okay? So this one's have the refrigerator. It also has the oven range here and the microwave, and it has the soft close doors. So you see, closes softly. Okay, another premium feature, okay, is it exhausts to the outside. See, you can see the piece up there, but if you open these top drawers, right there is your ventilation going through the roof. So it does exit outside. Not all homes have it, even the expensive ones, okay? They don't. Nice backsplash, and not only that, but you also have extra counter space over here next to the refrigerator. And over here is where you got your pantry, so you do have a nice pantry. It is a nice room, and yeah, there is a light. Where's the light switch though? There we go. All right. You got room to walk in it, so there's plenty of room, shelving on both sides. I mean, there's a lot to be said for this home. I mean, when you look at it, there's just so much here. You know, later after I put all these houses together and all, then I'll give you a breakdown on all the pricing of everything out here. Now what do we got to do? Let's see, we saw McRae. Okay, here's Big Tree Lakes. All right, let's head on back in towards town. We're going to go towards a section called High Ridge. Then we're going to go to the downtown area or the city, that's the city limits of Keystone Heights, and then also look around like the Lake Geneva area and also the Lake Brooklyn area. All right, so let's head over to the High Ridge area right now. All right, we'll head back over this way on the dirt road. And like I say, you're going to see, even though it's a county maintained road, you'll see kids out here on their four-wheelers, dirt bikes and stuff like that. For the most part, no one pays them no attention, as long as they're not ripping up the road or going across people's property. So, and as we come up, we can see we got a little hill here. Like I said, this whole area here has more hills on this side than the other areas of the Keystone. So. Alright, we're coming up here. This should be the paved road that we're getting into. So what I'll do is, let me see, I'll show you here. This here is Silver Sands Road, and it is like the main paved road, comes off of 214. So as you look at a map right here, this is where we're at on this corner right now. And I'm gonna head down back to 214. As you can see, that's kind of a little bit hilly. Up and down. We just came off of a hill actually there, the top of it, and go down here a little bit, and just so you can see some of the homes on the side. And this is a pretty good drop off here. Here we go. Yeah, that's what I like about out here, is I got a little bit of hills. I don't need no mountains, but a little bit of hills like this is nice instead of just being constantly flat. It's all piles of, you know, sand there or clay. I mean, it looks like someone's going to be building, and they, you know, build the houses up on that. So, and as you get more people out here, more people building, you start to get a little more traffic. But overall, it's still a small town. Okay, this stop sign here will be 214, and then we'll be heading back towards town. And the next area we're going to look at is a place called High Ridge, and I'll talk to you about that when we get out there. Okay, we're going up another hill here, and this one's a pretty tall one. You see this. Now, this was the first one we came back when we first came out here to heading towards McRae. So we're going to get to the top here, and then you'll see where it goes down. Now, at the bottom of this hill, as long as there's no one behind me, I can slow down, okay? Because I don't want folks ramming up on me. But this here is one of the entrances to High Ridge. Okay, so this spot here, oh, there's actually a car coming out there, but there's a little sign right there off to the side, and that is an entrance to High Ridge. Okay, but we're not going to use that one because that one there is just a short bit that's paved, and then it goes mostly into some dirt roads that some of them aren't county maintained, and so they're a little rough. But once we get up here to this stop sign, this is going to be State Road 100, and that's where the BP gas station was when we first turned off. So we're going to turn and go head back to town, and then I'll pull into High Ridge. Okay, well, looks like they're putting in some more fiber along here. A lot of activity there. But right here's where we turn. This is our main spot, kind of the main entrance to High Ridge. So we'll head into here. Okay, we're gonna take a left here. All right, now most of this used to be all dirt roads, and they get really bad when the weather gets bad, and I'll show you what I mean by this. But I think what happened, and I don't know how they got away with it, but the county ended up paving a lot of these roads here, I think for the school buses to get through. I think that's what they used. But when the people bought all this property, it shows that it's private. These roads were private. They weren't county maintained. You know, and everyone's saying, well, I'm paying taxes. Yeah, you're paying taxes, but look at your deed. Okay, deed shows where your easement. Now, they created a common easement so people could drive, you know, because your property line actually would go into the middle of the road. But, you know, it had an easement so that people could get in and out of. So let me find one of these that isn't that great. Here we go. Yeah, I'm going to turn down here. Now, look at this map. You see where I'm at right now. Okay, and I'm turning down Bowden. Now, take a look. Oh. Now, if you can see the dip in the road here. Okay, we're going to go down it. There's actually a new house just built on the corner here. Dip there. Go back into another dip. Go into another dip. Okay, so see these dips like this. We'll hit another one here. This one here is a bigger dip right there. Yeah. Okay. Now the thing is about these dip roads. Okay, here's another one. When you get a lot of rain, they fill up with water. Okay, and when they fill up with water, they'll come up past your floorboard, and you'll be stuck, and you're done. Now look at here too. See the all the sand here? How bad it is. Okay, now I guess this is torn up more because they are building a house here. Okay, looks like a new house, so a new home that's for sale actually, new construction house, and but it's kind of a crappy road, you know, that's on. Now I'm getting a little sandy right here. Okay, where I'm at right here now. So probably I'll find a spot up here where I'll turn around and get out of here because I don't want to go any further into this too much. But you see a lot of sand, and it actually, yep, up here it gets a little worse right there. So I'm just gonna see if we can get out of this. I definitely don't want to ride down some of that. All right, we'll figure it out. We'll get out of here. If not, then we're gonna have on video where the tow truck comes out to get me. I don't want to do that. So let me see if I can make like a 5-point turn here. Oh, I'm able to do it in 3 points. All right. Yeah, that's what I mean. This is just one of the roads. There's a lot of them that are like this here. Okay, and some of them there's no way I would take my my car out here. Yeah, jeez almighty. You almost need a four-wheeler just to get in and out of here. It's knocked my camera all the hell. these whoop-de-doos. I don't know if any of you ever watched motocross, but they got these humps all over. They call them whoops, and that's what this is. This reminds me of it's a bunch of whoops, look up and down. And I'm telling you, when this fills up with water here, you ain't getting in. You ain't getting in, and it will. It will when we get right now we don't have the rains, but when we get some big rains, it will be. All right, back onto the paved road. So we're going to go take a look a little bit more out here and see what's out here at High Ridge, because now High Ridge had a reputation there of just all bunch of dilapidated, you know, mobile homes, manufactured homes weren't taken care of. and you still got some of those around, you know. I mean, this was a cheap area to get into, and then people could put a house on it. Like I said, there's no HOA out here or anything like that. You know, it's pretty much a free-for-all. But people start building some site-built homes, and surprisingly, I saw a few of them, and now there's more and more of them. So as you get more of those, you know, then you got less of a lot of the older manufactured homes that maybe were in disrepair. So it is getting better as far as that goes, and there is more community now together to try to, you know, clean things up, because there was some like illegal dumping and stuff going on, you know, and you could see it, because you go down some of these dirt roads, people figure, oh, I'm just going to go down there and just dump down here and no one will know the difference. But I tell you what, even out in places like this where you're out in the woods and stuff, people got cameras. There's cameras everywhere now. So, and it's illegal, and they go after the dumpers, you know. Okay, here we go. This here, if we go to the right and you look at the map, we'll see where we're at. We're at Alliance Road, okay. Off to the left would be a dirt road, and then off to the right here is going to be paved. So we'll take the paved spot. And this is like on, you know, the farther in off of this, and there's still lots available out here, you know. So I don't know, didn't look and see right here, but over in that other part of Big Tree Lakes, oh, there's another house that's for sale, a new home that was built. Some of those lots, I mean, they're 1 acres and all, they're going like $30,000 to $50,000. It looks like a lot. We got a lot of newer homes here on this road, and see, because it's a paved road, it was, you know, more people, you know, would put something on there. Okay, now we go into, we lost it, we go into the dirt, and that doesn't look that great there, so I'm not going down there. It looks very sandy. We're going to put it in reverse and head over here to this other paved side. But you can see it would be less desirable to build down there because of all that sandy dirt. Now here we've got, you know, more paved. All right. And it looks like some construction's going on up down here too, like they cleared out something. Yeah. Looks like someone's building a new house right here. Okay, see, but here we've got paved road on both sides. Now to my right, it goes back to dirt again. But as long as you got a paved road to get you in, then it's okay. And I want to see if I can show you another new house over there. There's a lot of, man, since I've been out here, there's been a lot of new houses built. See an outhouse there, so that means there's construction somewheres. Yep. So that's another new house. And there's a lot of them. Okay. Now, see, if I were to go straight, you know, look at, this is how a lot of High Ridge was. Okay. When you see this road here, now let me see if I can zoom in on it a little bit so you can just see how bad it is. And you're going to get stuck through that, especially now with as dry it is as it is, all that. So I want to show you some others that were just as bad. I got a car coming up behind me. Just a second, we'll back up. All right. Stay on the paved. But the houses out here are generally a lot less than other places you're going to get, even around the Keystone area. So, you know, I would just stick to the paved one. But you know what? Some people like the other, you know, because they know no one's going to be around. Now look at this, what's ahead of me. This here is treacherous, and I've gotten stuck in there. Look at that. It's you're going uphill, and all that's saying, the pave ends here. You turn left. Okay, someone built the house, and actually I sold the lot next door there to where this new house was built. Okay, That's how I know about this, but look at how horrible that is. There's no way we're going up that, okay, to get in there. Look at that, okay. I mean, but people are doing it. You can see it the most, but they've got four-wheel drive trucks and they're just barreling through. So, but that gives you an idea of what you're seeing around in High Ridge. And of course, this house here, there's the new house. So, and what we'll do is we'll turn around. Well, I can head down. I can go this way to get back out. So, but that gives you a good idea of what you've got there in the High Ridge. All right, now next we're going to go hit another area that's closer to town. Okay, just as I was about to leave out of High Ridge, and I was going out the back way here, which is the third way, and it's on Clemson. And on a map here, you can see this is where you get out, and this is where I'm at right now, on this corner. And I'm actually where the dirt road and paved road meet. But what I didn't realize, because I hadn't been out here for a while, if you look here to the right, these are all new homes. All new. Which I didn't even know they built all these new homes here. And this road here, yeah, this dirt road here, geez, even got new homes down here also. So, yeah, that was a road that I used to get stuck on, but I see they built them closer to the paved, so it's not so bad. But there's a lot of activity going on out here, okay, with new construction, because you know, right now I guess you can get into it a lot cheaper than any place else. So if you don't mind living a little bit off the beaten path. All right, now I can head back to where we're going. I'll get back out to where we came in off of 100, and I'll take you to another area. Okay, now we're going to head out over to Lake Brooklyn. The homes that are around there, we're going over the bridge that's going over Lake Brooklyn. What's left of Lake Brooklyn, as you can see from the bridge here, there's not a lot left anymore. And over on the right is Brooklyn Bay. Now, when people think of Lake Brooklyn and they think of homes on Lake Brooklyn, they think on Immokalee Road, and that's this road here. We're going to turn right here. And it's also famous for having a YMCA camp that's been there for a long time, you know, Camp Immokalee. You see the sign right there. And so what we'll do is we'll just come down here and get an idea of what this road's like and the houses are like along the lake here. And it's hard to see. Now I see a porta potty, so it looks like there's some construction going on here. Something's going on. Don't know if it's a house. They're digging a hole. But just get an idea of the many types of homes. Now, a lot of the homes here you'll find sometimes for sale are from the 50s and all, and some maybe from the 60s or earlier. They're like cottages, some 2-1s and things like that. But over years, everything's been added on, because this used to be just like a community where people would come on the weekends from Jacksonville generally, and they had their little cottages here. But then over time, people just started living here, and they started adding on to the houses, or they started taking houses down and building a new house. So this just gives you an idea of what it is. You know, this is, like I said, this is Immokalee Road, and on this map right here you see where we're at on Immokalee Road. We're about halfway down here, and it goes all the way around the lake. And then when we get around, we'll go on the other side of the lake, and you've got, you know, the lake has different levels at different places, you know. As it's gone down so much now, there's really not a whole lot you can do with the lake. It's still good to look at, you know, I mean, when you're in their backyard looking out. So, But we'll go over here. We'll show you where the YMCA camp is, and then also a creek called Alligator Creek. And just remember that, because I'm going to talk about Alligator Creek a little bit later when I talk about these lakes, the lake levels, and when we may see them go up, and what's going to be helping them go up. As we just go up this hill, again, here we got some more hills, even here, okay? You know, this whole Keystone area has hills, which I like. So now we're getting in closer to where the YMCA camp is, and that'll be on our left. And during the summer, they're pretty busy. Now, with the lake down, it's limited to what what they're doing as far as their activities, as far as on the lake goes. But they still have a lot of activities for the kids, and it's great. It's a great program. And that would be it right here over on the left-hand side. I know over on the right they've got like archery and a rifle range, I think, and stuff like that. I don't know if I'll be able to stop off the side and get out to show you Alligator Creek or not. We'll see. And here's another dirt road off of this paved road. Dirt roads everywhere in Clay County. And that's what we're in right now. We are in Clay County. And Bradford County's pretty close by. Okay, Alligator Creek is going to be right over here. The side, and it's pretty dried up right now. There's no water flowing through it. So, and remember that, because I'm going to talk about it later on when I talk about these lakes. So here we're going around Mockley Road to the other side, Lake Brooklyn. And it just gives you an idea of the way the place is set up, the homes and things like that. And what we'll do is, I'll tell you what, we're gonna go down one of these roads here, because I want to take you over by Crystal Lake. Now this whole area here that we were just driving through, that Mockley Road, and now we're off. We just came off of it, but there's no HOA. On that Lake Brooklyn area there. So for those of you that don't like the HOAs and want to live up here in North Florida, in this Jacksonville metro area, this is a good spot. And you can tell, like these roads here, I wish I was on a motorcycle right now. It'd be a lot more fun. And I'll kind of move the camera over here to see if we can get some shots of some of the homes as we go by. Now over on the left there, these homes here that are on the left, they are lake homes also, and they are they're on Bedford Lake, and it's down quite a bit itself too. There's really no like vacant spots to just stop and go look at the lake here. Most of these lakes, they've got property all around them, so it's private. Now Lake Brooklyn and Lake Geneva do have boat ramps, but these don't. You have to know a property owner to get on them, and that's with most of these lakes here. Just a lot of turns and winds. It's just a nice drive. See, this is the thing. If you work, an hour away from here, and you're coming home to this, then it's worth, the drive. get out of the city and to come to this. This is what you come home to. All right, the stop sign we're coming up to here, it's going to be on Crystal Lake, and we'll take you around to the houses there. This road does go around and then it dead ends, and it'll have a turnaround to come out. It'll just give you an idea of what's on Crystal Lake. Now, this is like one of the premium lakes, okay, that a lot of people want to be on. They have everything. Yeah, the lakes down here are down also, but not as much. It's still a lot of lake that you can enjoy. You can still go out there on the jet skis and boats, and that's another thing. There's no restrictions on that. And then I'm going to show you a spot on the other side of this. Right now we're in Clay County, but if we get on the other side, it goes into Bradford County, and there's some homes there. They're not on the lake, but if you pay dues to the association, you get access to the lake, and which is nice, and they do have a little pavilion and stuff down there where the people can be down there. Now, let's see, what we want to do is try to find some places where we can see through the houses, but you got to be careful because these are people's homes, and if I'm stopping and I'm with a camera, they're going to question what I'm doing for you. And then we can get an idea of some of these homes here. So if one comes up for sale, you got an idea of what you can have. You can see through there. It's a nice open lake. That's why plenty of water, clean, sandy bottom, clear water. I mean, it has everything. So this is the place to live. I mean, you save a bunch of money. The house might be a lot, but you save a bunch of money because you don't need to go out nowhere. So give you an idea how pretty it is. Like I said, a lot of these homes, people have added on to them because some of the older homes, were a lot smaller. And a lot of remodeling was done. I know some people that they've spent as much as a house would have cost just on remodeling the house that they bought, just to get it fixed up. I mean, because now, everyone wants the bigger kitchens, bathrooms, and all that. Yeah, this is giving us some good shots of the lake right there now. I think there is a house that is up for sale around on the lake here. Probably a good sized house. But I think it's going for over $1 million. I didn't put that on my list of homes to look at because I didn't think many people had the million to look to get on the lake. But if you're interested in it and you see it, or you want to know which one it is, then you can just give me a call. I think it's right there, actually. Yeah, I saw a sign. So it's right there on the corner. I'll set up an appointment for you to look at it. We'll go look at it if you happen to be in town. Either myself or one of the people on my team. Combination of just the road itself, and then looking on the side too. Once we get over here on the other side of this lake here, then I'm going to show you where that the association's property is, so that people can use the lake, you know, that don't live on the lake, that are part of this Crystal Lake Association. Take a look. Now we're on the other side of the lake. And it's just after this corner here where the pavilion is and the property owner's thing is. This is it. Yep, this is going to be it. See, so right here you see, this is for the people that are part of this association. And of course then they give you a key. And they do have a pavilion that you can register, and I believe you got a boat ramp. Yeah, you got a boat ramp going down, and then the docks. So it's a real nice area. So if you're not on the lake, but you got one of the homes that are over on like this side of the road back in here, and we'll go down the road here just so you can see what it's like. At least you got access to one of the nicest lakes in this area. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take you down one of these roads here, so you just get an idea of what this neighborhood looks like. So if you purchase one of these homes, like I said, you join the association and you get access. Now, some of these are dirt. This one here does have asphalt on it. Like we're going to a dirt road now. It goes right, yeah, now we're on the dirt. So most of them are dirt around here. The only bad thing about these dirt roads is when it's dry, it gets dusty and you can't keep your car clean. I know there was a house in here that was for sale too. I just ran out of time on showing all the houses, so let's see. You see all that dust that came? That's what I was talking about. All right, that was a perfect example of it. Alright, now Keystone Heights does have an airport. We're coming up on it right now on the road that leads to the airport. But no, it's not an international airport. It's a small little airport. But they do land some jets here, you know. So you can see right there the sign. It was established 1942 or World War II. And you'll see a lot of that up here too from World War II things. So we'll take this road, and this will lead us to the airport, so I can just show you where it's at. You know, right now, I mean, the sun's going down at the time I'm filming this part of the show, so we won't see any flying. Okay, here we are getting into the airport, and this is it. like I say, they do land some jets. You can see now these hangars are new, where these jets are. So we're going to turn around here, so I'll give you a better look at the airport itself. A large prop plane right there. Yeah, this is the time to come though here to just kind of show you this when no one's around, so it's not so busy. Yeah, it's a gorgeous sunset coming up. But your runways are out there. There's some planes over there. That area. And then some large planes there. Like I said, that's all new. And this is your complex right there. Okay, so of course mostly it's all small planes that are flying in here a lot. Now what is kind of cool is that sometimes they got those aerobatic planes and they're practicing, and you get to watch them. I mean, you can just come out here and watch them anytime. You're allowed to, and especially when I hear them buzzing around, then I'll swing by and check them out. Okay, we're leaving. Whoops, we're leaving the airport now. I was looking at that sunset, how cool it was. I forgot I wanted to show you something. Let me back up here. I just passed it. Didn't realize we got that far. Hold on. I'll show you something. All right, turn here. Right there we've got this thing called the Firm, okay, and they do all kinds of rally road racing and stuff out here, and they've had events and things like that. It's pretty cool. So it's something to definitely look up if you're looking into coming to Keystone Heights to check it out. Check the events from the Firm to see if they've got anything going on. Look at their website, and you can see, you can go drive one of these rally cars on their track. So it's pretty cool. Okay, we're on 100 now as we're heading towards Keystone, back to Keystone from this airport. So I'll show you on the right-hand side. See that big wall right there? Well, what this is a giant RV park. Huge, okay? They've done a real nice job putting up all these palm trees for new entrance. Now this is the addition. They've just added on. This is all new right here. It's huge. I mean, absolutely huge. They've got different amenities there, pools and things. They got like a clubhouse, all kinds of stuff. It's almost like a little town. It's pretty neat. I'll just pull off here and just drive up to like where the entrance is so you can get an idea of where it's at. But it's pretty neat. Now, what it has done, okay, this RV park has dropped in a lot of new residents. Now, this is Bradford County, okay? It's not Clay County. It's not the city of Keystone Heights. But it dropped in a lot of folks, and that created a lot of people doing business in Keystone Heights. So, but this is here. This is where the entrance is. Now they all have it. They have a guard shack there and all that. They got the security, what they didn't used to have before. But that's a nice entrance they've got. That's it right there. The Keystone Heights RV Resort. But since it has a big impact on this area, I thought you should see it. All right, I'm going to be starting off here off of Twin Lakes Road, where you see on this map right here. This is where we're starting to take you on around Lake Geneva and the properties around there. Now, we already went on this road basically when we started off the show going towards McRae, so I'm not going to show you the highway, and I've just got the camera pointed towards the side so you see the houses. Now, there are a lot of trees here, so it's difficult to see some of the houses there, but if you own a house on the lake here, then you're going to appreciate all those trees, okay? Now, you can see the lake in the background through some of these homes. Now here's a spot where it's not right off of 100, okay? The actual houses are on another street over. But as we get up here just a little bit further, and I'll tell you right about now, is when we're gonna start seeing the lake, excuse me, geez, see the lake through these trees here. So this is to give you an idea. If you bought a lake house here on Lake Geneva on this area, this is what you would be looking at. and just gives you an idea of what it is. So like I says, most of it's trees. Now what we're going to do as we get closer here to Keystone Heights, the city itself, there is a drive called Lakeview Drive, which is going to see a lot better than off of this state road. So we're coming up on it here shortly, but there you can see there, you see how far the lake is down, okay? Really down. And you know, like I said, I'm going to be talking more about these lake levels and how they're going up, and why now is probably the time to buy when the lake water is low. Here we go. We're going to turn here. This is going to take us on to Lakeview Drive, and this will actually take us up to where the city of Keystone Beach is, and the city hall and all that. So all right, this will give you a better idea. These houses here are closer to the road here, more like a regular neighborhood. And we got some speed bumps here we got to go over, okay? But this gives you more idea of the type of homes and also the view of the lake. Now, even though it's not something right now that maybe you can do a lot of water skiing in and all that, and jet skiing and stuff, it is a fantastic view, okay, that you're going to have from here. So let's see, we've got a mail carrier in front of us, so we're holding up a little bit there while they take care of that. And then there's some historic homes here too, you know, that you'll find. I mean, you find as we get into the closer to the downtown area, you get into more of these historic homes, and you'll see some here too along the lake, because when the city was developed back in 1925, I mean, that's what they wanted, a view of the lake, right? So we may be able to point out a couple of them. I'm not doing a tour of them, but I may be able to point out a house. And now we're getting closer to the park, so this is going to be this part of ends for the lake view on this side. Now what we're going to do is, once you see the beach area is off to our left here, I'm going to go on State Road 21. So right now on the map, this is where I'm at, okay, on State Road 21 in Lakeview. We're going to turn and go on this side of Lakeview, and you'll be able to see the houses, you know, from this point on. Okay, again, there on my left is that Keystone Beach Park, and now we start getting into the homes. So, and again, depending on, you know, the amount of trees and the houses and all, how much we'll be able to see of the lake. It just gives you a good idea of the type of homes, and there's all different styles. Now this one here, it's right up next to the sidewalk. So, yeah, but yeah, just a whole different view. And then after this, we'll take a ride here through because this is in the city. We'll take a ride on some of these other streets that are within the city, so you get an idea of what the homes look like there and what the streets are like. So, and then this is where we pretty much ended on 21 here until we go up a little bit further. Okay, now if you look at the map, this is where we're at, and there's actually an entrance down here for you to go down to the lake at that point. Now look at the houses. We're back on to where they've got the lake in the view from State Road 21 here, these homes here. So as you can see, a lot of different homes. Now, you know, one of the drawbacks is, like, you got the homes, is you are close to a state road. So 21, as you can see, these homes are close there. But the benefit is, if you're not living in your front yard, okay, and most of the homes, they've got these energy efficient windows in, so you don't hear anything. And you just enjoying your backyard, and you're just not going to have a view like this from the backyard. So again, we're getting mostly trees and stuff. Now as we get around this corner here, these houses here do have some long property lines that come all the way from the road to the lake. So we'll take a look at some of this. Okay, here are some more of houses that will also be on the lake, but like I says, they're a long stretch to the lake. So those houses down there, these particular houses are beneficial in that you're away from State Road 21. Even though your address is on it, you're a good a ways from it. Okay, I'm going to take you over into more of the city area, and we're going to come down this road right here. And if you look at a map, this is where we're at, the intersection we're at right now on Orchid and 21. And this actually takes us by the schools. We'll go by Keystone Heights Elementary, Junior High, and High School. The Junior High and High School are both in the same actual place. So, and this is going to give you an idea now of what the neighborhoods look like. And now it's more, we're away from all the woods and the rural area, so you don't have that feel. Now you got more of a regular neighborhood. But there's still a lot of trees, as you can see. So, and pretty soon here we'll be coming up on the schools. You can see the little school zone markers there. And over on the left is going to be the junior high and high school. And then, of course, they've got their football and baseball fields there, like most high schools do. And then over on and a nice gymnasium actually too. And then over here on the right is where the elementary school is. So this is Keystone Heights Elementary. Like I said, with a lot of these schools out here, you know, they still got a lot of portables. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down one of these roads here. We'll go down where the school is. That house there on the corner is actually for sale. And just kind of give you an idea of what some of these houses look like in the streets. Now, living in the city, most of the city, you're going to have the water and sewer, the city water and sewer. Looks like they're restriping everything, painting everything though too. Yep, painting all the lines for the crosswalks and stuff. Okay, I guess getting ready for the school to start. Yeah. And that's you know, part of like the roads within the city are maintained by the city. So let's see, let's just turn down one of these other roads so we can get an idea. All right, down here. And you can see you don't have an HOA, okay, because you saw they were able to park their boat at their house right there. And they can park the RVs too. So now you do have, you know, it's not a total free-for-all because you do have, you know, zoning for county, and when you're located in the city, you do have the city zoning too. So let's take a right here, around. Now, again, you're going to get like some historic homes in this area, and one of them is right here. That house right there, that greenhouse, that's an historic house. And sometimes they'll say something about it. A lot of these homes, they'll have like a marker on the front of the house. Now there is actually a little lake over here on the other side. I forgot all about it. But these houses here on the left here are on this little lake, and on this map you can see it. See, it's pretty small. But what it does is it gives you, you know, a nice, you know, backyard. I mean, you're looking at the water. Even though it is small, you're still looking at the water instead of another house. Okay, coming up here is Keystone Heights Recreation Park, which is on the back end. Forgot all about this. But it has a few things here. What's interesting is it does have a dog park. So, it's right on the left here. Let me get around here to where we can park. It's kind of a little rough drive to the parking. Of course, right there behind it is where the city's maintenance stuff is. But just to give you a quick look at this. Okay, here is your dog park, and it's a pretty good sized dog park for a little city like Keystone Heights, and something that's nice. Now they do have picnic tables here too, so we're in the barbecue grill. But then also what they have, check it out, they got the water going for the dogs. That's right, the water just keeps running here for the doggies. So that's good. That's for the adults and the humans, and that's for the dogs. That's nice to see. So, and they got a few little things for the dogs to run around on, if you wanted to bring them here. Then there's the bathroom facilities, and then this here is their pickleball court. As you can see, and it looks pretty well surfaced, so it looks like it's in pretty good condition for the pickleball, if that's what you're into. Okay, even though we're in the city, it's still a rural community, and our way out, we'll take this way out. It's a little dirt trail, okay, to get us out from the park. That's kind of nice, right between the trees, so it's fitting. Instead of pavement everywhere. Head up the hump here. Almost need an ATV. And then right here we will have the shopping center, little shopping center here. And I'll explain to you what's going on with it when we get in there. Okay. Here we've got, they're building a new Winn-Dixie. They've repaved the parking lot, it looks like. I haven't been in here since they did all this, so I'm going to get out and explain to you what's going on. Okay, right behind me here is a Winn-Dixie in this little strip shop. Now, it is a new Winn-Dixie. It hasn't opened yet as of the filming of this show, but it should be open within a few weeks, okay? It replaced a local grocery store called Hitchcock's, okay? A lot of people didn't care for it. I liked Hitchcock's. I liked their deli. I never had any problems there. But they sold out. Winn-Dixie bought it, they're putting it in, which I think is a good change for this. Not only that, you've got another new business. Anytime Fitness has come into here. Now, they're a pretty good size, gym, for this area. And we do have another gym also. There is a local gym called Genesis, which is downtown. And when we go downtown, I'll show you where it's at. And also you've got Bell's Outlet. You've got a Subway. Verizon just opened up a store. There's a lot of things going on. There's a laundromat on the end of it. They're showing some activity here in a good way. They just repaved the parking lot. I can still smell the asphalt, put all the new striping and everything in. So it is looking a lot better. So that's what we have here right now for the grocery store. Up until now, we had to go to Melrose for any groceries, but now we've got this. All right, now I'm here at Keystone Beach, okay, which is a great park, okay? The beach is the beach on the lake, okay, on Lake Geneva. Now, right behind me is the pavilion, and the pavilion is used for all kinds of events. Also, you can rent it out if you'd like to have an event here on Keystone Beach. And the pavilion actually is very reasonable for what you get out of it. Now, there's also a lot more to this beach. There's a lot of picnic tables. There's also a playground, and then of course the beach. So let's take a look at everything it has to offer. Okay, the first thing we're going to look at here is the beach itself right here on Lake Geneva, and they have done a fantastic job of making this beach what it is right now. Over like when I was here several years ago, what a difference. If you saw the old video and you're watching today's show, oh my gosh, it's really enjoyable. And during the weekends, and I mean, there's kids out there swimming all the time. Here, let me just give you a look at what it looks like. And of course, being out on the beach in the sand, what would it be without a volleyball setup? And so they've got that set up here too. A nice setup right here on the sand, and they do have events. All right, this part here behind me here, this is the picnic table area. I mean, there's a lot of tables, okay, all around here. Perfect when you got kids' birthday parties, you just want to get together, or just the family just get out here, because from the picnic tables, you're looking at the beach. So, I mean, how great is that? So here, let me just show you a little bit of what these picnic tables look like in the area. You know, you've got a little bit of everything here with these tables. You've got long ones, you've got shorter ones, smaller ones. They do have water right here if you need that. This one here actually is set up. Something I want to mention too, well, here you've got a barbecue. And this one here is actually set up for a handicap, okay, access. And as you can see right here, and which is nice about this beach is that there is access here through this ramp to get to enjoy the beach area. Now, some of these tables will also have power, so that's nice. But look at how many tables you got. There's a few others with power, with grills, everything else around here. All under these trees. This is fantastic. And finally, Geneva Jungle. This is possibly the best playground in the area. Take you through here a little bit. I mean, they got a little bit of something for everyone in this jungle as far as kids go. Well, I guess if you're a bigger kid too. So you got the slides. They can poke their faces through that. Bars to climb on. All kinds of things. Another slide, more slides. All right, let's try to go up on this up here. There's even more behind this than I'm even seeing. And of course, it's all underneath this canopy of trees, which is absolutely gorgeous. And as you work your way up from the steps there, here you've got your slide, but then also it brings you around to a whole nother section of this park here. Look at all this. Lots for the kids to do. They can spend a lot of time here. All right, and there's even more. Go up these steps, go across the little bridge, and you got a whole different section up here that you can just take in the view of everything. And actually, while we're up here, I can give you a better view of the picnic area. Didn't even think about this. So there's a nice shot of the picnic area. And then, of course, as we go to the pavilion, and then the lake behind us. And if all that ain't enough, you've got this other pavilion that's larger, that's covered, which is nice, with tables and also an enlarged barbecue grill for you to cook out. I mean, this is one of the best parks you've got here. It's all located within the city of Keystone Heights, and it is of no cost to anyone else to use it, even if you don't live in the city. It's just that when you're down here in downtown, just go and support some of the local businesses that help keep this park going. All right, now that we've covered the in the city part a little bit, showing you some of the neighborhoods and in the grocery store, stuff like that, let me show you a house that's listed for sale here in the city limits. And it's not too far from here where I'm at. I'm here, of course, I'm at the Keystone Beach Park right now, and it's just down the road from here, and it happens to be a pool home. So let's check that out right now. All right, since we're already down here around the beach area downtown by the City Hall, let's just go down here a little ways. There is a pool home that is for sale down here. So I'll give you an idea of what it is. The house was built in I think 1955 originally. Something to notice here. Notice how we got little hills, okay? Yeah, that's kind of nice, huh? How it just kind of slopes a little up and down, you know, so this whole area does have some of the hills around it. All right, since we're already down here around the beach area downtown by the City Hall, let's just go down here a little ways. There is a pool home that is for sale down here. So I'll give you an idea of what it is. The house was built in I think 1955 originally. Something to notice here. Notice how we got little hills, okay? Yeah, that's kind of nice, huh? How it just kind of slopes a little up and down, you know, so this whole area does have some of the hills around it. All right, we're going to turn in here and check this out. Thread the needle through the garbage cans and get around. And nice circular drive. I like that, so I got plenty of room. I like that, especially if you got people coming over, you know, that's nice to have. You know, so many of these homes in these newer developments, you know, they just, you know, they don't have room for that. So, all right, let's get it out and check out this house. All right, as I walk up here from this big circular driveway, out here to the front of the house, and I tell you what, right off the bat, I love this accent with the brick here on the front of the house, really nice. Now, this house was originally built in the 50s, okay? And like most of the houses in this area up here that were built back then, this was just a sleepy little lake town, okay? A lot of people used to come here from Jacksonville just to be on the weekends, you know, to stay in this area because of the lakes and whatnot out here. So it has been added on over the years to give it more room and be a little more adaptable to today's lifestyles than what it was back in the 50s. But I love the brick accent. This large circular drive is real nice. Something as I'm standing here in front, and I'm going to show you, is these beautiful oak trees and other trees that are here. Now, I'm no botanist, so I don't know what all of them are. Now, some of them are on neighbors' properties, but you get to enjoy them. I mean, there's some beautiful oaks out here in this area. I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you a little bit to the side. The concrete drive does go off to the side here, go into the back where there is a detached garage, and then I'm going to show you on this side of the house too. So here, let's just take a little view of what it looks like on the front and the sides of the house. Okay, here's the front. As you can see, when I'm talking about these beautiful trees that were there that I had shown you a shot of. And we'll start over on this side of the house here first. And as you can see, the old concrete block from the old house. And you can see, you know, there's sections that were added on, and then you have the wood frame. Notice you got a metal roof, which is nice, and you do have a gutter over the front here. And there's your wildlife. That's right. For those that aren't familiar with Florida, these lizards are everywhere, okay? So they do have some shrubbery around the front here. And something I want to point out, what this is a biggie right now, is this air conditioning unit. I mean, it's really nice setup, and it's only a couple of months old. That's right. So this house here has basically a brand new air conditioning system. And then of course you see that it's brick construction, and then the backyard there, which we're going to get to because that's where the pool is and all. So it is fenced in. Okay, so if you've got dogs and stuff, then you've got a fence there, and of course they fenced it in because of the pool area. All right, now over on this side here, coming off of the circular drive there, you can see you got a metal roof, which is nice to have, and that's definitely good for insurance purposes with the metal roof. You've got a double gate here, so you can bring back anything. You've got to park your boat or RV back there, you can, and you see goes right to that detached garage. This is in the back. And then all that woods that's in the back, we'll get to that later, that is your property back there. There is another parcel that goes back there. All right, now let's go check out the inside of this house and see how nice it is inside. And then we'll get to that backyard, the pool, my favorite. All right, as we come inside, Well, I love it when I do the insides after doing outside. It's especially now because when it's in the 90s outside, it's so cool. And boy, that new air conditioning is definitely cranking because I feel it here. As soon as you walk in, I mean, you notice it's got a nice open feel to it. It really does. I'm looking through, the kitchen's over in the back. You got the living room, a dining area right here next to the large window, the big TV on the wall, everything. You've got a window and a door with glass that you can see out to the backyard, to the patio. I step to the side, I can see the pool from here, and then also the area next to the pool through there. It really has a nice open feel to it. Okay, I'm going to just show you around here the front a little. I mean the front, this part of the house here, the living area and dining area, and we'll go through the bedrooms. They do have, which I like, is the master bedrooms over on this side of the house, and the other two bedrooms are over on this side. Okay, so we're going to show you that. So first let me pan around the house here, and then we'll start looking at the bedrooms over on this side, work our way over to the master, the kitchen, and into that backyard with this pool. It is absolutely fantastic. I would be spending my days all outside here if I was in this house. Okay, as you can see, you've got the nice big picture windows there looking out to the front yard. You have that area for dining, or you could set up like, you know, for a little computer station there too. This is nice here. They got like a little terrarium there, which is kind of cool. You could do that, or an aquarium. I do like that. And I mean, the house is, I mean, it really does have a nice open feel to it. And you can see here, there's that big screen TV. And what's good is there's enough room in this living room that you can comfortably watch that big screen TV, okay, from here. You also have the fireplace. Now this is an electric fireplace because the house doesn't have the wood burning, but you're still gonna get a nice atmosphere, and those do put out heat in the winter time. So you can see you got a nice open area. All right, now let's head over to, we're gonna look at the sides here where the two bedrooms are on this side of the house, and then the bathroom. So as we walk through here, first thing we go, well, on my left here is a closet, is some storage space that you have, closet area. And then over here to the right is the bathroom. And it should be probably a sink. I mean a sink, a tub. Yeah, a tub shower combination, which is nice. There's your sink, toilet area, and your mirror. All right, as we come out, we go into the first bedroom. And as we go through this, we see we've got a closet here with the door instead of the sliding doors. So there's your closet area and your bedroom area. All right, now we go into the second bedroom right here. And something, you know, I didn't even mention it in the other though, but here you've got windows on two sides. Okay, it's on the corner of the house. This one here's got the windows on two sides. And then there's your closet area there. And of course the house is occupied, so you see it looks like kids are here. And as you can see, that other bedroom, there you do have the two windows. I failed to mention that, which is nice because that definitely brings in a lot more natural light. Of course, they got blinds over it, but if you choose, it's really nice to have. All right, now we're going to head out over to the other side of the house and I'm going to check out that master area. And this is a little unique, like I said, because these were older homes that weren't set up for lifestyles today, but they did a nice job here, and I think you're going to like it. All right, as we walk through this, now this doorway here, you could put in a door there if you wanted to, and just keep that in mind as we walk through here, because this whole area is tied to the master. You've got right here on the right, this is actually a closet, a nice size closet with a window. okay, looking out front. So you've got all this room, plenty of room. Then the bathroom is a nice setup too that they have. Now, you see the bathroom here on this side. You've got a sink, okay. You've got a window that looks over to the pool area and the toilet area here. So you've got a lot of room here. Now, the thing that's nice is here's this door. Well, we had this door open here, but this leads to this area here where we have the shower. Okay, it's a tub shower combination, but it comes from here. So what's nice is we have everything coming from this to your vanity there, okay? And that door there goes to the bedroom. But you have a door for the toilet area, so if somebody needs to use the shower, then you're not disrupting them. All right, let's go into the main bedroom here. And as you can see, it's a nice sized bedroom. Not a room, and you got 2 windows. And those windows look out to the front yard. And you've got plenty of room. I mean, this is really a long bedroom. And you've got the large TV there, but you got plenty of room to see it. Now, I mean, they've got so much room in here that they're able to put exercise equipment here too, and it doesn't even cramp you. It's not even getting in your way. Although I am getting tired just looking at the exercise equipment. Over here is the laundry that's attached to the side. And you've got a nice sized laundry room, and the water heater's also in here. So plenty of space, plenty of space. All right, as we come out of the master bedroom here, work our way through the hall. Now you're seeing why I said that you could put a door here if you wanted to, or anything, just to give you more privacy through this back door. Even though there is a door there to the bedroom, to the closets and bathrooms, yeah, it's up to you. It's just something that you can do. All right, now the kitchen's here off to the side, so let's check out the kitchen, and then we're gonna head to that backyard. All right, as with most of these older homes, okay, the kitchens were a galley style kitchen, like this. But there's a lot of room here I like. You've got the sink here. What's real nice though is the sink, and all this is right here. You can look out this backyard and see the pool area and the patio area. That's really nice. You'd be washing dishes all day long, I guess. They've got a nice countertop up here to do food prep. Of course, you got your oven here, your microwave. The refrigerator has its own spot right here that's, back, so it's not sticking out into the kitchen. And so you've got your dishwasher here, and you've got cabinets all below here, and up here. And also right to the side here, you've got your pantry area, so you got a nice pantry area. Something I really like too, what they did was not only do you have this counter here for the food prep, you've got this countertop up here that's extended to where they've got stools so you can serve also here. And then what's great is you saw, you got the big TV, the nice couch, wraparound couch, all this and that. So when you got folks here, you're watching, whether it's sports or a movie or whatever, and you want to set up some snacks and things, you can put it all up here. People don't have to come back into the kitchen. And it's great too, like if you do entertain for the holidays and you got people, you can set up a nice buffet area out here. So that I really like, even though it's a galley kitchen, I like the way they've got all this set up. All right, let's go hit the pool area. Boy, as soon as I come out, the heat hits me, okay? I got used to that AC. Well, as soon as you walk out, right away, you see, the pool and the patio area over here. And I'm gonna explain all these to you. And there's even a spot over here, they haven't really utilized it much, but it gives you room where you can also put put like some other tables to sit out and entertain. There's a lot. I mean, the house already has a lot here, but there's so much more you can even do with it. So, you know, I mean, don't be limited like with this house or any other house with just what you see. Think about what you can do, and I'll make a few suggestions of what things I would do here to even make this even a better place. All right, so let's check out that pool area right now. You know, just quick before I get to the, I know I've been talking about this pool for forever, but before I get to the pool, I just want to show you this drive and the detached garage, and then talk a little bit about what's behind this, okay, which makes this property even more gold. Well, here you have, like I said, you had that double gate that leads up to here with a concrete drive that goes right to this detached garage, which is really nice, okay? So you have this detached garage. Now, because you've got the pool here, you can keep it a garage, or could you imagine making it like a pool house, putting a bar in there or something, you know, if you wanted to. And you've got room here, all this in the backyard. Look at all this space you've got, okay? But it doesn't end there. And then you've got a concrete pad here where you can put an RV. Already built in here, you know, the concrete pad, which is really nice. See, you don't see all that from the, you know, from the front, okay? Now, all this wooded area, everything here, including these trees, all that, that's yours, okay? Look at this aerial shot right here that you see, where it shows the red line showing the property line. See the second box? That's what this extra is. This is all added on. So yes, you could clear this if you wanted to, but why? Gives a great buffer from all the houses and makes you feel like you're partially in the woods there, even though you're in town. All right, as I'm coming from that backyard, I mean, check out the pool area. This is super nice. Isn't it relaxing? Look at that. You got the pool here, you got the pavers here. Of course, you can sit out your chairs and everything. I mean, just really enjoy it. The deep end here, approximately about 6 feet, has a more shallow end there. So if you've got kids and all too, they can play in that area and still enjoy the pool. Then it has a step down. And the thing is about this pool here, it's a fiberglass pool. And these fiberglass pools, I mean, they'll come with like a 50-year warranty. So it's not like the in-ground pools that are built where the granite, where you've got to resurface those in like 15, 20 years. This here, nothing there. I mean, I just love this. This is where I would be, okay? I don't even need to be in the house. This is all I need to see is this right here. This is fantastic. And then over here on the side, it even adds to it. What you got over here is a large concrete area, okay? Slab here. I love they put up this shade thing. I don't even know what these things are called, but you really need it. It really makes a difference. So think about it. You've got that for the people that like the sun out there. You got that. People that want to stay in the shade but still enjoy the pool. You've got it this here. I mean, you're right up next to the pool. It's great. But also think about this. Look at, you've got the brick around the sides there. Builds like a little wall. So can you imagine the outdoor kitchen you could have out here? Holy cow, think about that. Take that detached garage, turn it into like a little bar area or something for the pool. Have the outdoor kitchen here. It's fantastic. Now, what I really like too about these pools, it's not screened in. I love the open pools that aren't screened in like this. Now, a lot of people will complain about mosquitoes and stuff like that, but I tell you what, there is a system now that you can install, an installed repeller system, and get with me because I can get those things installed for you and give you a cost of what it would run to do, you know, your area, wherever it is. But if you put in one of those repeller systems that are installed that go around this whole pool area, just think, no mosquitoes. You can come out of here at night. Can you imagine what it's like when this is all lit up and just enjoy it, you know, mosquito free? You know, I really hate to leave this area, but I got more of Keystone Heights to show you. So let's go. Well, you see with Keystone Heights, well, the area here, the zip code basically, there's a lot you know, a lot of variety here. So, you know, there's something for everyone as far as what you want in a housing or where you'd want to live, the type of property, things like that. Now, what about living in this area? What would it be like? Okay, for those of you that have to have a Walmart, the Walmarts are about 30 minutes away in different directions, okay? You've got, looking at this map, you've got a Walmart in Stark, you got a Walmart in Middleburg, and you got a Walmart in Palatka. So all approximately about 30 minutes away, maybe a little bit less to go into Stark. Okay, now some people go, no, where's the Publix? Where's the Home Depot? Where's the, you know, Lowe's and all that? Well, for those, the Publix, the Lowe's, and the Home Depots, you have to go to Middleburg or Palatka. Okay, so about a half hour away. Not too bad. And some people, oh, they might, you know, complain if it's not like within 10 minutes, but you know, look where you live, look where you're coming back to. Now, let's go over some of the businesses that are in town here that you could use and that you may need, okay? Because you aren't on an island out in the middle of nowhere. Some people think that when they think of a rural community. But here, for instance, okay, you don't have the Lowe's and the Home Depot, but you do have a great hardware store. It's Brian's Ace Hardware right here in Keystone Heights, okay? They've got more than just hardware and pool supplies. They got the gardening. They got a great knife selection there too. And they also have a florist and a paint department that is really great, okay? So you have that for you, so you're not out of it for hardware if you need something. And I'll tell you what, they are really great about, like, if you're trying to figure out something to do that's not the norm and you can't find it on YouTube, go in there, bring them some pictures of what you're trying to do, and they'll help you figure it out, okay? All right, the next thing is places to eat, okay? We don't have the big chain restaurants here. There are the big chain, like, fast food places. You've got the McDonald's, Hardee's, you know, Taco Bell, Subway, you know, Domino's Pizza, and so forth, okay? But as far as the other restaurants, there are some sit-down restaurants here, too. Now, of course, one of my favorites here is Cedar River, and it is really great. I mean, great service, great food, and the prices are good too for what you're getting. And you got outdoor seating if you want it. It's nice. Also, if you want like a breakfast or a lunch type, I mean, the bakery too, okay? This place is fantastic. The food there is great, okay? It's a smaller place, and they have opened up indoor seating, okay? It really gets busy. And when I was there, you know, just shooting that little clip there showing their cases of some of their pastries and stuff, I mean, I had to have people move out of the way, okay? It wasn't even lunchtime yet, okay? Now, also, there are a couple of cafes downtown that I like. I got Clyde's Cafe, which you could sit outside or inside. They've got great food there. And then you got Whisk Cafe, which has really some incredible food too. And also they've got a lot of outdoor seating if that's what you prefer. So, you know, you've got these places that you can eat. And there's some other restaurants also through here. Oh yeah, another one, Italian for pizza. You want the pizza? Brooklyn Boys. It's that pizza where, you know how it folds off of your thumb, and then they call them garlic knots, but they're like the garlic rolls, the real kind of garlic rolls that you just sop it up in that olive oil and garlic. I can almost smell it just talking about it. That's great. Other things too that are convenient. So like say you need your oil change and like that, there's a great place here, Quick Loop of Keystone. It's been around for a long time. You just drive up, no appointment, go there, get the oil changed, and they also do repairs. So and what they'll do is while they do the oil change, they'll just do a quick inspection of your car, and they'll let you know if there's something else that maybe needs to be fixed. No pressure. They're not trying to sell you anything like that. They're just informing you and letting you know, which I think is really great. Again, small town. People you can trust, believe me, you know, you don't have to worry, not a big chain, just an independent, you know, shop like that. You got several other businesses all down here on this strip. This is the downtown area right here that you're looking at, and you can see you've got, you know, a health food store, a gift and gun shop, many other things too. There's like a crafts place there where they do like arts and crafts supplies for people. You know, you can come in for adults or kids. Anyone wants to do karate studios. Several banks in the town. got 3 pharmacies, 2 chains, you know, the Walgreens and the CVS, but then you also have the independent in North Florida pharmacy too. Man, I'm just trying to think of everybody to get in here because there's so much. I mean, actually, I looked at a business directory of Keystone, and I just couldn't believe how many businesses there are around this area. And if you need auto parts, they just opened up a brand new auto parts store, so that makes number 4 in this area. And also, if you like to partake in an adult beverage, like I do, you do have a great liquor store here. Lee's Liquor that's my recommendation, and that's where I get my favorite, you know, spirits from. Okay, now here I'm going to switch a little bit to the lakes. As we see the pictures of the lakes here, and this first one here is going to be of Lake Geneva. You know, at the low levels of the lakes are definitely something that we have to talk about. Okay, this is a Lake Geneva access from County Road 214 and 100, okay? On this map you can see where this is located right now. Now, this here was all overgrown with trees because the lakes has been down so much trees have grown up here. You can see the piles there that still have to be, excuse me, still have to be burned, okay, around here, because the lake did come all the way up here at one time, because this is the boat ramp. You could see this is where you would launch, and they're in the process of cleaning all this up because the lake levels are going to be rising, and it's possible that we could rise another 15 feet when this Black Creek pipe project is pumping water, and I'm going to talk more about that here in a second. All right, I want to talk about these lake levels and how the lakes are going to go up here in Keystone Heights, okay? Because everywhere you look, I know people, if you're not from this area, you see these docks everywhere are out of the water, okay? The water line's maybe 20, 40, 50 feet away from the dock, okay? And that's all over the place. Very few lakes are, except like a lake like Crystal Lake, you know, which has gone down too, but still holds a lot of water. Now, this is the problem. It's the drought. And Lake Brooklyn, Lake Geneva are actually recharge lakes for the Florida aquifer. Because of that, and when they get historically low like this, it can cause a problem for recharging of the aquifer, okay? So what has happened was there was a project, multi-million-dollar project, many years in the making, and a group of people here in the Keystone Heights area that fought for it over the years. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into this, and they finally got it to where they created this pipeline. And I think the pipe is like 30 inches in diameter or greater, and it travels from Black Creek, okay? On this map you can see right here where that is on Black Creek and like Highway 16. That's where they have a pump station, and they're taking it from there, and then it travels all the way down, goes into Camp Blanding, okay, which is a large preserve area, okay? They do have a large wildlife area there, and they have these lakes there, and they created a filtering system because Black Creek got the name because it's dark water, and all the lakes in Keystone are crystal clear water, okay? Especially when they're the sand bottom lakes, you see the water looks beautiful. So it goes through a filtering system, and then it empties into Alligator Creek. Remember I told you about Alligator Creek, remember about it. Alligator Creek is what feeds Lake Brooklyn. Lake Brooklyn feeds Lake Geneva, okay, through a series of other, you know, waterways to get to there, like some creeks that get to Lake Geneva. Now, this is what the deal is, why you don't see the lake levels up now, even though the pipeline's been put in place. They're not pumping water out of Black Creek. What they're doing is pumping overflow. Well, because of the drought, you know, Black Creek isn't overflowing. And people that have had houses around Black Creek have historically had flooding, especially when we had severe tropical storms or hurricanes coming through here. So it is an overflow mechanism. So when we get to these storms, and we get the tropical storms or the hurricanes or just a lot of heavy rain coming in, and Black Creek levels rise, that overflow is now going to be pumped all these miles through this big pipe to Keystone Heights. Okay, now, what are they predicting? Well, I'll tell you this, that Lake Brooklyn, the bridge, the shot I have of the bridge, I remember we would take a boat, we couldn't get the boat underneath that bridge because the windshield would hit the bridge. That's how high the water's been. Okay, now it may not get that high again, but they are predicting, like Lake Geneva, where I showed where it was low, that they could rise like anywhere from 10 to 15 feet, the levels. And the same thing will happen in Lake Brooklyn. And once all that water rises, it's going to be back up and it'll be underneath those docks. Now, the purpose of the pipeline isn't to give waterfront property to people. It's because of the recharge of the Florida aquifer. If it wasn't for that, they wouldn't have been spending millions of dollars to create waterfront property for people. But the people that have property on these lakes are going to benefit from that result. And that's why I said, can you imagine, okay, you're buying a property now where the lake is very low and doesn't have the recreational use. So what do you think the price is going to be? The price is going to be depressed too. Now, what do you think the price is going to be when that lake is full and there's all kinds of activity? People are out there on boats and, you know, and everything else, just enjoying that lake. Well, the property values are going to go up, the price of them, because they'll be more sought after. So that's why I said it's not a scare tactic to make you buy anything now or whatever. I'm just saying it's the facts. When the lakes are down like this, then that's going to happen. Now, this is the first time ever that we're going to see water pumped in, because it's never been that way before. This pipeline is all new, okay, and it hasn't been used yet. They did a test on it to see and make sure everything works, but it's not pumping the water. Just like when I showed you that Alligator Creek was dried up, okay, there's times when that Alligator Creek had water flowing like crazy through it, okay, when we had a lot of heavy rains. So that's what's going on with the lakes, and that's why I'm not worried about these docks out of the water. I know they're coming back, and it's not just Lake Brooklyn, Lake Geneva. There is an effect that when all that water pushes down into the aquifer, it does push up other lakes, because other lakes have historically been higher when Brooklyn and Geneva are higher, and they're lower when those two lakes are lower. So that's what's happening with the lakes. So don't be afraid about buying the property if you don't have all the water in it right now. All right, now we want to look at too, I need to look at some of these you know, we're going to get back to a lot more here of the Keystone Heights area, but let's look at some of these parks that we have throughout Keystone Heights, just for your use. We've got the state park, we got county parks, and then the city of Keystone has some of its own parks also. So let's look at those now. Okay, next here is Lake Brooklyn, okay? Lake Brooklyn's one of like the main lakes here. You know, like I showed you when I drove around it, you know, a lot of people desire to live on Lake Brooklyn. However, the water levels have gone down, and you see here, look underneath the bridge that goes over. I'm walking under and it's way above. Look how low that is. It's just a creek running through it, where you can see docks that are out of the water and all that. Well, this is the thing. There are some lakes here that still have some water, you know, that you can still, you know, do boating and things in. But a lot of them have gone down. Now, Crystal Lake was one of them that you could. And of course, the property is more expensive around there. But I'm telling you, all these homes that are for sale on a lake while the lake is down, this could be the time to buy, because what's going to happen when that lake goes up? Then those prices are going to go up too. So you may want to consider looking at getting into something like that. With all that you've got here in the Keystone Heights area, it's not for everybody, but with what you saw here, this wasn't a tour guide video. This was a video here to show you what it's like here, what the houses are, what you've got in choices, and a little bit of what it would be like living here in Keystone Heights. So until my next show, I'm out of here.